they'll move the convention to the 4th of July. I think the 4th of July is a good day anyway, even if everything was, not happening that's happening. I think that's a good day to nominate the Republican president of the United States on Independence Day. But it should be moved to the 4th of July so that when he goes in front of this corrupt judge for the sentencing, not only is he a president of the United States, but he is the nominee of the Republican Party. And I think that would send such an important message that needs to be sent. Now, Donald Trump has called for the Supreme Court to step in. And, I think everybody has acknowledged that they think the Supreme Court is going to step in and do the right thing. I believe that. You believe that. Trump believes that. His lawyers believe that. But, the Trump haters, that won't stop them. The Supreme Court overturns this, and they will, okay, they're still going to call him a convicted felon. They're going to call him a convicted felon for the rest of his life. But that's okay. Let them do that. Now, those of you that watch on YouTube, I was having some technical issues with YouTube, and as I've been talking here in the first segment, I have started the YouTube live feed just a moment ago. So if you watch on YouTube, you can grab it there. Now, I learned something this morning about the corrupt judge that I did not know. In fact, I learned something about the judge that was very shocking to me. And after the first break, I'm going to get into this, and I think it will blow your mind away too. The level of corruption with this judge is far beyond anything we've imagined. And when I came across this morning, I was completely blown away that even conservative media have not been focusing in on this. And maybe that's because a lot of them didn't know it. But the corruption of this judge has been proven beyond any reasonable doubts multiple times. But there's this new wrinkle with the judge that we're going to get into after the break. Our number is toll-free wherever you are listening to us. And the number, of course, is 888-465-2631. It is Monday, and we are back here live, and we'll take some of your calls after the break, but I got a lot to cover. And when we get back from the break, I'm going to get into this news story involving the judge, which just blew me away. And I think if you don't know about this, some of you will have known about it, but most of you have not heard this before. I think you will be just as shocked as I was. And so much of what's going on with the judge is what's going to end up getting this case tossed out. And there are people connected just to this case alone who are going to be charged with crimes and end up going to jail probably. Because there are so many things about this case in New York that are just flat out illegal. So we'll take our break. We're ready to go? Okay, we'll take our break. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show. We'll be right back.
Don't sit on the sidelines. Get in on the action. Call the Steve Kane Show live on air now.
Hey guys, welcome. Welcome. Judge, which just... Oh yeah, how's your car?
It's seen better days.
Yeah.
Like, it was, my whole body was fine, just a little some sores, and today this whole upper section is in so much pain.
Oh my goodness, are you taking something for it?
I should have took something this morning. They gave me pills from the hospital, but I thought it was okay for now, but now I should have probably took it.
Yeah, you sound like you're in a lot of pain.
This, for some reason, this shouldn't be too light up, so I don't know what's going on, so I put this one on for your sound. So I don't know why that's lit up.
Okay.
That's for something.
Okay.
Yeah, they said if it was under 3, like, pain, don't take anything, don't take it, and I was okay, because I was resting these 2 days, and then today is just...
Mike was in a car accident last week, so that's what he's talking about. in a car accident last week. So oh, he's in a lot of pain, yep. Yeah, I had some problems with the original feed. That's why I had to restart it. I don't know what the issue was with that, but we're good to go now. I'm still setting up because I stopped off at the airport this morning to see Trump Force One. So I barely made it here on time today.
Mary on Demand is live. Start your marijuana education journey today and learn more with Mary on Demand. Take the self-guided education series at your own pace. You'll decide what you'd like to learn and when. Visit mary.famu.edu to learn more. That's mmeri.famu.edu. Mary, educate, learn, talk.
Have you put off buying new tires because you thought they were too expensive? Find
I'm still getting set up because
Tire and Margate on both new and used tires.
Stopping off at the airport.
$70 a tire. That's out the door and on the road because Friendly Tire doesn't charge you to balance the tire or mount the tire. They have thousands of used tires in stock too, starting at just $30. Call for a quote right over the phone. 954-977-9445. 954-977-9445.
Steve Kane Show. Brian Craig. Listen to the Palm Beach 95 FM. The Treasure Coast on 106.9 FM. Garrison Boca on 95.3 FM. Fort Lauderdale on 96.9 FM. And anywhere in the world at True Oldies FM.
All right, welcome back, one and all. I'm Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. It is Monday. If you're just tuning in, President Trump, it has been announced as of yesterday morning, Eric Trump from the Trump family announced that Donald Trump has raised over $200 million for the campaign since the corrupt conviction. So this is just absolutely amazing. Okay, now let me get into, if you're on hold, hang in there. Our number is toll-free, 1-888-465-2631. Now, a lot of you have heard Stefanik has introduced some complaints about the judge, and they are most definitely going somewhere. But this is what blew my mind. Did you know that Judge Merchan here, this corrupt judge whose daughter has raised over $100 million from Democrats promising to put Trump in jail, did you know that Judge Merchan is not a regular judge, that he is in fact only an acting judge? Did you know this? He's only an acting judge? I did not know that. Did you know that? Some of you will have known it probably. But I imagine most of you did not know this. Now listen to this. Judge Merchan has presided over 3, right, of these Trump cases. 3 of them. There are 24 sitting judges in that jurisdiction. He is not one of them because he's an acting judge. He's not like a regular judge. There are 24 actual sitting judges, not acting judges, that are on the rotation wheel to have cases randomly assigned to them. Judge Merchan is not on that rotation wheel because he is only an acting judge. Not only that, he's a Biden donor. He also donated money to this very left-wing organization called the Progressive Turnout Project. And Merchan is this is the judge. He's also donated to an organization called Stop Trump. So this guy who is not on the rotation wheel, he's not even a regular judge, Merchan, he's only an acting judge, has the Trump case, that Trump organization fraud case, and the Steve Bannon case. So how did Judge Merchan get one of these cases if he's not on the rotation wheel? Not even a real judge, an acting judge. And how did he get all 3 of them? You know, judges are assigned randomly, and that's part of the way that they keep our system of justice fair, is by randomly assigning judges. But this guy's not even on the rotation wheel. So how did it happen? Well, that's something we got to find out. We know it is not an accident. For a guy who's not even on the rotation wheel to have cases assigned to him because he's only an acting judge, the possibility of him getting all 3 of these cases is 0 unless there was a fix-in to assign this guy these cases. Now, that's a process and a conspiracy that involves a number of people. So, now that this is out, and I didn't break this, this has been reported, people know about this, it's not being highlighted, it's not being discussed, it will. The first thing we need to find out about this is, how did a judge who was only an acting judge, who was not on the rotation wheel to have cases assigned to him, what process occurred that resulted in him getting these cases assigned? Who has to sign off on that? Are there other judges involved? You know, here in South Florida, you know, we have like a chief judge in our county. So like a chief judge, and they got a lot to say. I don't know how it works in New York. Maybe someone who knows how the New York system works could call in and give us some information, but this is huge. He's not even on the rotation wheel to have cases assigned to him, yet he got all 3 Trump cases. How did that happen? Who signed off on that? What rules had to be ignored? What processes through the assigning of cases was ignored so that he got all 3 of these cases? The Trump Organization case, the Steve Bannon case, and the Trump case. Because I'll tell you this, every single person involved in that is a criminal. He was not assigned this by accident. He was assigned all 3 of these cases on purpose. And a lot of people had to be involved. There may be other judges involved. There have to be clerks involved, and other officials inside the courthouse would have to be involved in something of this level to make sure he got all the cases. To make sure he got only one of them would be scandalous, since he's only an acting judge and not on the rotation wheel to have cases randomly assigned to him. But to get all 3, beyond any doubt whatsoever, there is a conspiracy of injustice going on here with this judge. And I'm not even talking about the monies. We're just talking about him getting assigned the cases. And there's an old saying, the first one to squeal gets the deal. And the fact that Donald Trump has raised over $200 million as of yesterday morning, we're 24 hours later almost. It's like 20 hours ago when that figure was added up. So it's more now. Believe me, there were people that were involved in this judge assigning conspiracy that are really nervous right now that this is going to come out. And the people involved with this, they probably are not famous people whose names we know. So their name's not Biden, they don't have protection. Their name's not Comey, they don't have protection. And while the media are going around calling Trump a convicted felon, this very fact alone, forgetting about the money, shows criminal activity and corruption by the court system in New York. And I cannot wait to find out how that happened. Now, I knew that the same judge had gotten all 3 cases, and we knew that was fishy, but now we have another piece of the puzzle that confirm that it's corruption. You know, there's a lot of things, I bring this up to people a lot of times, because when you bring these things up, people say, well, we knew it was corrupt, nothing to see here, he got all 3 cases. No. You just can't go by what you think. you have to have evidence. So now we have evidence. He's not a real judge, he's an acting judge, which I find incredibly bizarre. Not only did he get all 3 of these cases, he's not on the rotation system to get cases assigned to him, but he got all 3 cases. So now we have documented evidence of corruption in the assigning of these cases to Judge Mershon. Now what we have to find out is how that happened. How did that happen? And everyone who does anything similar to what I do should be asking these questions and bringing this story out. There's a very good story about it in the Gateway Pundit. I did tweet it. You know, if you go to my Twitter, you can find it, or go to the Gateway Pundit yourself and put it on your social media. Tag everybody you know on True Social and on Twitter, on X. So hopefully they'll talk about this story and get it out there. See, the $200 million that Trump raised as of about 20 hours ago, that's what's freaking them out. They're right now freaking out because they didn't realize how popular Trump is and how much more popular he is today than he was Thursday morning. So all of these corrupt people involved in what I'm sharing with you right now are in full-time panic mode right now. And, you know, a thing about criminals, because this is public criminal corruption we're talking about right now. We're exposing public criminal corruption right now. Hardcore. People that are criminals, they start to get really scared, paranoid, and have all kinds of issues. And they believe that everybody knows everything they did. So there are low-level people that work in that courthouse who were involved in this, clerks. They are freaking the freak out right now. There have got to be other judges involved in this. Other judges had to at least know about it. But someone who, I don't know, I'm not the one who can find this out. I don't have the resources or the knowledge or the connections of the New York legal system to track this down, but people like Mark Levin do. People like Dan Bongino do. People like those on the great Trump legal team do. Okay, I don't. But we need to find out who signed off on this judge, who's an acting judge, on him getting all these cases, all 3 of these cases, and bypassing the normal system to assign cases to real judges in New York. And my guess would be that the numbers are small, that it's 1 or 2 people that actually signed off on it. There are many others had to be involved with this. Everybody in the courthouse has to know that this is rotten. But there's probably just a couple of people that were actually involved in the process of assigning the case and signing whatever documents and things they have to do to give these cases to the judge where the fix is in. And the daughter's taking all the money. So we're going to take our break for the bottom of the hour. Our number is toll-free. If you're on hold, stand by. We'll go to the calls after the break. Our number is toll-free, 1-888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. My name's Brian. We'll be right back.
Making morning radio great again.
All right. I mean, this is huge stuff, guys. This is freaking massive scandal we got going on here. Massive. No doubt about it.
The greatest rock and roll hits of the 60s and 70s.
Mm-hmm.
Coming up this morning. From the all-year cooling weather center, South Florida's #1 choice for same-day AC service and installation. Here's your oldies forecast.
A very good Monday morning. We're off to an awesome start. Daytime high today is about 89 degrees. There's a chance of some scattered showers.
And now,
Now, I did a video this morning. I announced with the Mighty Maga Lion, every Mighty Maga Lion we sell, we're going to make a donation to the Trump campaign. So if you go to MightyMagaLion.com and order your Mighty Maga Lion, we'll donate to the Trump campaign. Each one we sell, we're going to make a donation to the Trump campaign. So go to MightyMagaLion.com. There's also a link in the description of the video. And, of course, this is the only Trump-inspired merchandise wearing the MAGA hat. And it's great, cute, and cuddly. If you order more than one, you get a deal, get a discount. And a portion of each sale will be donated to the Trump campaign, guys. See, it's starting to fall apart. They weren't counting on Trump's massive popularity after the verdict.
This is very important. Anybody that has any kind of acid reflux,
Yes, it's MightyMagaLion.com. Here, I'll put the link.
acidic coffee, and my coffee is absolutely the best. I wasn't able to drink coffee for years, and I tried it.
I'll put the link in the chat.
Coffee with no problem whatsoever. It's absolutely delicious. The flavor is like a tastier flavor.
I just pinned the link to the Mighty Maga Lion right there at the top of the chat. So you can just click that link, or click the link in the description, or just go to the website, MightyMagaLion.com.
Mike Lindell says that his coffee, the My Coffee, which
We'll
is
be back
50%
shortly,
off
guys.
with our promo code Kane, and check out Kane at mypillow.com. It's the best tasting coffee you've ever had.
Absolutely true. I have tried over the years other coffees, and nothing comes near his, and that really is the truth.
50% off with our promo code Kane, and check out Kane at mypillow.com.
Hi, this is Gabriel with Florida Cash Home Buyers, and we pay cash for houses. If you want to sell your home fast and easy without a realtor and save thousands in commissions and closing costs, call me at 561-570-7070. You can sell us your home in as little as 3 days or on your time frame. We can even pay you a cash advance before the closing, and we guarantee to make you a fair and honest offer. Our home buying process is simple, and we can make you a cash offer over the phone or in person, whatever works for you. Do you have a home that needs a lot of work? Did you inherit a house you don't want? No problem. We can buy your home no matter the condition or situation. You don't need to clean or fix anything, and there's no commissions or closing costs. If you want to sell your home fast and easy, we'll buy it. Call us today for a free offer. 561-570-7070. That's 561-570-7070. 561.
Yeah, please like the video. That helps a lot, guys. I appreciate that. Oh yeah, this is absolutely astounding. I mean, this is just really. Really astounding. I mean, this is just really. Just checking the audio. But there's definitely a criminal conspiracy inside the courthouse for this judge to get all three of the cases. No doubt about it.
Non-surgical solutions for bone-on-bone and knee pain issues. We also treat chronic back pain, ankle, knee, hip, and shoulder pain. Call for a free consultation with us today. 754-222-6642. 754-222-6642. That's 754-222-6642.
Get ready for summer reading. Come to the June 8th Summer Reading Kickoff Party from 9 a.m. to noon at the Spanish River Library in Boca Raton to kick off the library's annual summer reading party that the Friends of Boca Raton Public
This
Library
is
sponsored for over 20 years.
This is big stuff.
Friends table to win prizes throughout the event. The Friends run a bookstore of quality used books at discount prices in the lobby of the downtown Boca Raton Public Library.
I mean, this is as scandalous as it gets.
At the library. Donate on their website, bocalibraryfriends.org/library, or shop in their bookstore. Learn more, bocalibraryfriends.org.
When you need lab work, don't waste hours and hours.
We'll be back right after this.
One of those big labs. Go to any lab test now with Boca and any lab test now with Coral Springs. Their prices are guaranteed to be the lowest you'll find anywhere. No appointment, doctor's order, or prescription is needed, and you're in and out in 15 minutes or less. They offer every lab.
The Supreme Court has to step in. There's a constitutional crisis going on.
Of your healthcare and visit any lab test now with Boca and any lab test now with Coral Springs. There's lots of any lab test nows
We'll be back in 10 seconds.
On our radio station, so don't use the rest. Only go to Any Lab Test Now of Boca and Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs. And make sure you tell them you heard about them on the radio.
Now, back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig, celebrating 47 years on the air.
All righty, we are back. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. If you're just tuning in, we're talking about the criminal conspiracy inside the courthouse that resulted in this acting judge, Mershon, whose daughter's been given $100 million by Democrat donors on the promise of putting Trump in jail. How is he assigned all three of these Trump cases? The Trump case, the Bannon case, and the Trump Organization case, when he's not in the typical assigning of case rotation system? You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Jeff from Maine, Brian.
Hey, Jeff, what's up?
Hey, the money coming in for Trump, that $200 million, there's a lot of first-time Democrat donors. And can you imagine if Republicans were donating to Biden, how that the front page of the news, and you don't hear nothing about that? That's very telling that first-time Democrats are supporting Trump, and that shows you the swing of what's happened since the verdict.
Yeah, and that $200 million, over $70 million of it are small donations between $20 and $50, and that number is like 24 hours old almost. So it's even higher now, the $200 million. We don't know what yet, but it's definitely broken a record.
And I'm curious if there's any way they can tell how many Democrats are donating.
No, I don't think when you donate, they don't ask what your party affiliation is. There's no way to know that. But I have heard a lot of Democrats have donated, individual Democrats. I have heard that. There's no way to know how many.
Correct. But that's a very good sign of what the complete farce of a trial and false verdict is affecting.
Well, the donations are being made to send a message to the establishment. And the message is they don't accept this verdict. They know it was corrupt at every level. And I still say, here we are, days later now. We have 16 jurors because there's 4 alternates. Not one of these hardcore liberal New Yorkers have talked to the press yet. They're very unusual, which makes me very suspect of this jury.
And not only that, is why isn't the state appellate court, do they have a time to make...
Well, they can do it. No, they got a bunch of cases, so they can put it at the bottom of the docket. They're not required to see it right away or to hear the case right away.
Tell everyone by not how important this really is.
And I don't know if the appellate court can get involved before the sentencing. I don't know. But I do know the Supreme Court can get involved at any time. I mean, there's a constitutional crisis going on in this country right now over this. Big crisis.
Saying why it should take precedence.
Mm-hmm.
Really involved, if they're truly about truth and to make sure, this is honestly, true verdict, a good. Why wouldn't they just take it up and say, yeah, this is good to go?
Exactly.
They're going to delay it because when it goes to the federal court appeal, I don't see it even getting to the Supreme Court. If it does, the Supreme Court can expedite.
Well, the Supreme Court can get involved sooner and just end everything. So, yeah.
For the federal appeals?
Yeah. You can skip. You can skip it. No, you can skip it. The Supreme Court can decide not to hear it until the appeals court. The Supreme Court could say we're going to wait for the appeals court before we get involved, but they don't have to.
And I'm just wondering why they don't. I mean, the overwhelming evidence of corruption at every level, and I believe it starts with the DOJ and the current administration.
Well, what I was talking about in the last segment, now this acting judge Mershon, which is insane to me, who's not on the rotation wheel to have cases assigned to him, got all 3 Trump cases: Trump, Bannon, and the Trump Organization case. Obviously, there's hardcore criminal corruption that gave this corrupt judge all 3 of these cases. People had to sign that document. They had to skip the normal process. Somebody had to okay the skipping of the normal process and sign off on him getting these cases. Whoever that person, I bet you there's just 1 or 2 people. How many people have the authority to even do that? This is, now, unfortunately, New York and the federal government, the Justice Department, are run by Democrats, and they don't want to get to the bottom of this. So there's not much we can do right now. All we can do is ask the questions.
And hope that the Supreme Court expedites and looks at this as soon as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Once they do that, they're going to drop everything, because this is a constitutional crisis. It is about November 5th, 2024.
Did you see that weird, evil grin that Biden gave when he was asked by the reporters the other day if he was behind the prosecution of Trump?
I don't have that power, he said, real sarcastic.
Nah, he looked at the cameras and smiled with the evil grin, which meant yes. Yes. He couldn't control himself. He had to take credit for it, even if it was through that evil smile.
And how long do you think it'll take? Well, I mean, if this is an acting judge that had no jurisdiction, could it be thrown up?
Well, it's not that he doesn't. Well, he has no jurisdiction over federal crimes. But what I'm saying is, if case in courthouses, judges are randomly assigned to cases to help keep things fair and justice blind. That process was skipped, so that this Merchan acting judge not only got Trump's case, but all 3 of the Trump cases, including Bannon's and the Trump Organization case. So, yeah.
That he was a Democrat, donated to Biden, and his daughter's making millions.
$100 million.
Accused himself. So, I believe that it could go back to there. But if they strike it down, they can't charge him again, correct?
No, it's not. No. If they toss it out, that doesn't mean that he can't be charged again. No, they can always charge again if the Supreme Court tosses it, but they won't. We need to find out who signed off to give this judge all 3 of these cases, because that person is facing some prison time, hardcore prison time, serious prison time, and they very well would want to sing like a canary to save their butt.
Are we on the same page as someone in the administration?
Well, it has to be someone inside the courthouse, somebody inside the courthouse who is responsible for the assigning of judges to different cases in that courthouse. Someone in that courthouse, whether it's a senior judge, someone in the clerk's office, there's someone in that courthouse who signed off on skipping the judge assigning randomly process and give Merchan these 3 cases. That's not the administration. That's someone inside the courthouse. And of course, they were doing this for the Biden regime. We know that, but that's the first person you want to find out who did that, because that's the first domino to fall in this criminal conspiracy to send Donald Trump to prison.
But I think all of this has helped President Trump because of the first-time Democrat donors, and he said all the donations are coming in from what, $50 and under.
Mm-hmm.
Millions, $200 million of 50 and under. You know how many people that would take to?
It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. I can't, Jeff, I gotta run for the break. Thanks for the call. If you're on hold, stand by. We're going to take our last break of the first hour and be right back.
The cold, hard truth. Delivered morning 6 to 9 right here on The Steve Kane Show.
Hey, my true oldies listeners, John Tesh here with some intelligence for your retirement this time. When you're looking for a retirement advisor, you know trust and experience are 2 big qualities to look for. And as it turns out, my friend Jupiter Joe Thomas possesses both of these. Whether you're in retirement or looking to retire, I want you to give local expert Joe Thomas a call. Here's the number, 561-743-09.
Now remember, guys, I have the link pinned at the top of the chat. There's also in the description. If you buy a Mighty Mega Lion, we're going to donate a portion of each sale to the Trump campaign. So go to MightyMagaLion.com and order your Mighty Mega Lion. These are available exclusively through me. The link is pinned to the top of the live chat. There's a link in the description of the video if you're not watching live, or you can just go to MightyMagaLion.com and order yours. This is the only Trump-inspired merchandise with the MAGA hat, and a portion of each sale will be donated to the Trump campaign. All right? So I know some of you ordered this morning, and last night. I announced on the podcast last night, and I also brought it up on a live stream that I did really early this morning. And I saw before I left the house that some of you had already ordered. So remember, a portion of each sale of the Mighty Maga Lion will be donated directly to the Trump campaign. So order yours. If you order more than one, you get a discount. If you're on hold, hang in there, guys. Yeah, Jeff's calls are always good, because his calls are relevant and up to date with what's going on, as opposed to some of the liberal callers. If you're on hold, hang in there.
Contracting.com. The number again is 954-604-4602.
Hello, this is Mike at Friendly Tire. I've been in business 30 years at the same location and offering great deals on new and used tires. I have many suppliers. Whatever car or truck you have, I can get you incredible deals on any
We'll be back shortly,
I also
guys.
do tire repairs at very low prices. Give me a call. My number is 954-977-9445. I will give you a price over the phone on new and used tires. Again, my number is 954-977-9445. Thank you.
This message is sponsored by the Florida A&M University Medical Marijuana Education and Research Initiative, the Florida Association of Broadcasters, and this radio station. Mary on Demand is live. Start your marijuana education journey today. Learn at your own pace and check out the Medical Marijuana Education Series. You decide what you'd like to learn and when with Mary on Demand. Visit mary.famu.edu. That's mmeri.famu.edu. And remember, recreational marijuana is still illegal in Florida. Mary, educate, learn, talk.
We take on the social justice warriors for breakfast. Now the Steve Kane Show is...
All right, callers on hold, stand by. I'm Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Show. I just want to add on to John Tesh's message on Jupiter Joe Thomas. By the way, Joe Thomas's daughter was married over the weekend, so congratulations. Isn't that nice? Isn't that wonderful? All of us dads, that's something we all have to look forward to with our daughters. But not only is Joe Thomas offering free copies of his great book, The Retirement Know-It-All, he's offering free phone consultations. And no matter where you're located in the United States, you can take advantage of these free phone consultations. If you're already retired or plan on retiring at any point in your future, whether it's Friday or 10 years from now, give him a call. And tell him what your goals are, what you're looking for, what you want in your retirement, even if you're already retired. Talk to him about annuities. They're absolutely amazing. I've heard about annuities my whole life. I never understood them until Jupiter Joe Thomas explained them to me. And I think they're awesome. I love what I hear. First off, you're not risking your investment, which is amazing, right? No risk. No risk like in the stock market. I like that. And when you're retired, you can have income, another revenue stream. You can never have enough revenue streams, right? Especially when you're retired. So I'm going to give you his number. This is Joe Thomas's number. You can call for the free book or the phone consultation or both. 561-743-0999. 561-743-0999. If you missed the number, just go to our website, jupiterjoe.com. I don't know. Mike was in a car accident last. Did you go to the doctor, the hospital? Did they like give you a head examination and all that stuff? Because you sound pretty out of it. You sound pretty out of it. I don't know if you're doped up on pain medication, but car accidents and head injuries are nothing to mess around with. Let me tell you, I've been in a few. None of them my fault, but there was that one where I almost died in my first Mini Cooper with a girl. I was on 95 just south of Glades Road, stopped because it was a traffic jam. A girl drove into my driver's door going 75 miles an hour. I saw her coming. I thought I was done. But I'm here. Oh, my goodness. But I couldn't even, when the paramedics came, I couldn't remember my name, my age, anything. Anything. All right, let's go to the phones. But I don't know. I don't know. Did you drive here today? I don't know if that's a good idea, man. Might have to take an Uber or something home. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Mike from Louisiana.
Hey, Mike.
You know, they want to talk about Russia collusion. This sounds a lot like collusion. You know.
Well, there was, without a doubt, for this acting judge Merchan to get all three of the Trump cases, right? The Trump trial, the Bannon case, and then the Trump Organization trial. You know, the guy that's in Rikers, right? So when he's not in the rotation system, special things have to be done to make sure that he gets one of the cases, not to mention all three. So there are signatures on court documents assigning these cases to him. It's got to be the same person, maybe two people, right? That's who you want to go to first. You want to bring them in and you want to question them. And you want to find out who told them to do it, because whoever it is didn't do it on their own.
This. They're biatching because of Judge Cannon, because she got the case, right? But that case went through the process. It got assigned.
Well, that went, yeah, see, the Judge Cannon is the Florida judge appointed by Trump in the documents case. And in the Miami, the reason she ended up with the case is because they have like a rotation wheel where they randomly assign cases to judges so that justice is blind. And it just landed on her. We got lucky. But this was not an accident. This was bypassing the system. There is a criminal conspiracy that gave him these cases.
And look, that grin that Biden gave reminds me a lot of the grin that the Grinch that stole Christmas. That just, you know, that grin that he gave at the beginning of that.
Well, I think, Mike, what's going on here is, you know, this over $200 million that Trump has raised as of yesterday morning since this corrupt convictions, right? Since these corrupt convictions. I don't think the people that were involved in this counted on Trump's popularity soaring to its record high like it's done since these corrupt convictions. So they've got to be scared that people are going to start asking questions. They yeah.
What's this going to look like? What's this $200 million going to look like by July 4th?
Oh, it could be $500 million by the nomination. By the time he gets sentenced, he could have raised $500 million or more.
That's what I'm thinking. That's another thing that's going to scare them. You know, we know that the two rallies, the one in New Jersey and the one in the Bronx, really scared them, right? Mm-hmm. We know that. Now this money that he's raising in this short amount of time, you know, is definitely scaring them.
Yeah. That's right. See, they thought people were going to be running from the hills from Trump after the fake convictions came down. Now they're like, what happened? All right, Mike, good to hear from you. Thanks for the call. All right, let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Jay from Jersey.
Hey, Jay.
You feeling better today?
I was feeling fine the other day.
No, not really. No, you wasn't.
Yeah, I was.
Trying to figure out what's wrong with you this morning. I mean, I know you be saying some crazy stuff, but this morning it's even more crazier than...
What have I said that's crazy?
The lie about the amount of money that was raised.
No.
It's 53.
No, it's over 200 million. Eric Trump was on Fox yesterday. No.
Go to any newscast. Go to any Google anything, and no.
Yeah, no. Eric Trump does. Eric Trump does.
Eric Trump is lying, and so are you.
No. Let me pull it up and play it. Hold on. This is Eric Trump. He was with Bartiromo. Yes, hold on.
But as I was leaving my house about 37 seconds ago, I asked my wife, what are we up to now? And she said, just in terms of small dollar, we're well over $70 million. This is $21 donations, $43 donations, right? Small dollar donations. If you add the large dollar donations to it, you're over $200 million. But you're over $70 million. And by the way, Maria,
over $200 million. The $70 million are just small individual donations under $50.
But he lied. He lied. He's lying. You're
Okay, keep telling yourself that. Even if it was only 50 million, which it's not, it's 200 plus. Well, that's pretty significant, isn't it? That's a lot of money.
Okay, it's okay. Significant. Yes, it's significant, but it's 53.
No, it's over 200 million. You're just getting old news.
Oh my God! You know it's weird how your audience believes everything you.
Who should they believe? Eric Trump or you?
No, they should believe their own minds, but they're too stupid.
Eric Trump's wife, she runs the RNC, so she has the figures at her fingertips. So his wife gave him the information.
Y'all worship them like everything they say is God.
Well, I'm going to tell you this, Jay from Jersey. I'm going to take the good word of Eric Trump over yours.
Oh, I'm pretty sure you would. Let me ask you a question. Did you notice what they said about the fact that they're trying to get the jurors and they're trying to judge? I'm talking about physically.
Well, I'm opposed to that. No, I didn't hear about that. But I'm opposed to that, if that's true. We're supposed to take Jay from Jersey's word over that of Eric Trump? I don't think so. I don't think so. Hey, if you're on hold, hang in there, all right? We're going to take our break for the top of the hour. My name is Brian Craig. You are listening to The Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show on the radio since 1977. Our number is toll-free, 1-888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. If you're on hold, hang in there. We will get to the calls after the top of the hour break. I've got a lot more to cover as well, but I'm going to focus mostly in on this. We'll be right back.
WSFS 104.3 HD3 Miramar, WIRK 103.1 HD3 Indiantown, and heard in Broward on 96.9 FM, Boca Raton on 95.3 FM, West Palm Beach on 95.9
That's okay.
FM, and in Martin County on 106.9 FM.
I don't know if you should be driving. You shouldn't be driving. Yeah, I know. You feel it gets worse after the accident. I've been in a few bad accidents, and
they were like, oh, it's gonna be 72 hours, and you're gonna hit it.
Yeah.
Everything. I'm like, all right, 72 hours passed.
A lot of it's the seatbelt.
Yeah, like here.
Yeah, it's the seatbelt.
It's like wasn't pain at first. But
yeah.
It's just a lot of my back. I should have took my pill this morning. I definitely should have. I didn't think it was gonna hit me like that once.
Mm-hmm.
West Palm Construction at Benoist Farms Road from Southern Boulevard to Belvedere Road. This traffic update is sponsored by ExpressPros.com. Use the experts on hiring for professional roles. Visit srgexpress.com to connect with professionals in accounting, IT, and engineering.
Is your car drivable?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Placing people in contract and full-time roles.
But I'm getting a repair on tomorrow.
That's traffic.
Yeah, I did a run to traffic. A service of the Palm Beach Kennel Club. Hopefully, someone's gonna make fault because I got hit into. So.
Oh, they drove into you?
Restaurant offers the ultimate sports and dining experience with over 140 new HGTVs, big screens, exceptional dining, and full bar. PBKC is your entertainment destination with poker, table games.
Oh, it's all the mice like this one. Oh, it's this one. It's the core. It's that one.
Oh, maybe because that thing was over. That makes sense.
What's the name of the guy that filled in for you?
Jeremy.
He's really good, but he needs a little more. He doesn't know some of the stuff.
Okay.
It's not his fault. He's
Yeah,
fine.
Of course. He doesn't do it often, so yeah, I get that.
He needs a little more training.
Yeah, I'll make sure to.
Well, I don't think he knows how to set this up.
So I'll take a picture.
Like, he had to have the password to sign in. He couldn't sign into the computers. They were password locked for something. Something happened. I don't know. And he didn't have the passwords.
Oh, like these computers or like the.
It was this one.
Oh.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have a.
I don't know. It was locked and there was a password. I don't know how it happened.
Oh,
Mike came in and got it going, but he's good. There's just some stuff he hasn't been taught.
I'm gonna make sure I get him a friend. Maybe I have an old picture for him. Maybe it was that one that he's look. I didn't
Yeah.
make sure he gets the updated.
Yeah.
Because I know I probably had I sent a picture one
Mhm.
time ago, but
Yeah, he may not have it anymore.
New tires because you thought they were too
I'll make
expensive?
sure.
Find
Yeah.
friendly prices at Friendly Tire and Market.
I'm not sure he knows how to do the Adobe Audition, the recording of the shows either.
That's out the door and on the road
Yeah,
because
because I know
Friendly
he
Tire
usually
doesn't
split
charge you to
it, but
balance
I
the
didn't know
tire
how
or
he
mount the
splits
tire.
it.
No, he does very good. He just doesn't. No, he just hasn't been taught. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
I'll make sure I'll update that.
Yeah.
977-94-45.
On the
All
air
right.
since 1977, it's the Steve Kane Show.
All righty, we are back. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. Call us on hold, stand by. I just want to do a quick recap for those that are just tuning in. By the way, the president is in town. I went by the airport this morning on the way to the radio station to see Trump Force One sitting there on the tarmac. Did a YouTube live stream, of course, when I was there as well. I was almost late to the show because I was in such awe over Trump Force One at the airport. I love stopping by. Gives you a little adrenaline in the morning, seeing Trump Force One on the tarmac. But just to do a little recap of what I was talking about in the last hour, then we will go to the phones in the order in which they were received to the best of my ability. There's some information that has now been confirmed that we've suspected about Judge Merchan, on top of the money issues with the daughter. And that is the process that led to him getting assigned President Trump's case, Steve Bannon's case, and that Trump Organization case. Found out that he's not a regular judge, he's an acting judge, whatever that means. And it was reported by Jesse Waters on Fox News. And Jesse Waters reporting this on Fox News the other day gives a lot of credibility to it because I know it's well-sourced and verified information. And what Jesse Waters reported was that Judge Merchan, since he is an acting judge and not a regular one, even though he's been an acting judge for quite some time, he's not in the rotation to have cases randomly assigned yet. He got all three of these. So who signed off on giving him all three of these cases? That's the first person you want to talk to. And that'll lead you to somebody else, somebody else, somebody else. There'll be a long line. There is a very large conspiracy around all of this. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
PJ from Broward.
Hey, PJ.
Yeah, that Jay from Jersey, I did what he said. I looked it up. And yeah, on Friday, 3 days ago, they raised $53 million. What did Jay from Jersey think? That all of a sudden, all funds stopped fundraising on that day?
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah.
So, guess what? I donated when? Yesterday. So included.
Eric Trump's wife runs the RNC, so they have access to the latest figures. He said over $200 million. Over 70 million of it is from donations under $50 from small individual donors. This is a record. This is a United States presidential campaign fundraising record.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? That really, really irks Jay from Jersey, which I love. So I know he's listening. Yeah, it must really bother him. So he has to call up and say, no, it was only 53. Conveniently, not mentioning that was as of Friday.
You know what that was kind of with Jay, that call, is it was him trying to convince himself. He was gaslighting himself. He was trying to convince himself of something to get through the day.
Yeah. So, yeah. By the way, you know what? This case in New York and Manhattan, it actually really helps Trump's immunity case because there it is. It's not some fantasy that some local crackpot judge would go after a president, which is why immunity is needed.
Very true.
Reason for presidential immunity, this actually proves it.
Yeah, good point. That's a very good point.
Also, according to Robert Barnes, that legal guy, that guy's like a...
He's brilliant.
Yeah, well, anyway, here's the thing. The payments that were made on the legal expenses, that was made in 2017 when Trump was president. So
if they rule on presidential immunity, that would cover it.
Mm-hmm.
Was president at that time.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, at the very least, they got to say, listen, you know what? Here's the deal. You gotta check to see if this passes presidential immunity, but you can't sentence somebody until that time. That's the very least they can do.
This judge isn't going to do anything. That he's in fact he's likely to move up the sentencing, the way things are going.
Yeah, but that looks so over the top political. It's unbelievable.
Well, when have you seen Judge Merchan care about appearances?
Yeah. Well, one other thing, just on the timing of when the convention's, I agree it should be moved up, but July 4th is on a Thursday, so wouldn't it be usually conventions take place Friday, Saturday, and Sunday?
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't it be better just to have it start the next day after the 4th of July rather than on the 4th, and then have it on that weekend?
I mean, I like that. Well, that it is like a weekend because if 4th of July is on a Thursday, that means we got a long 4th of July weekend.
Yeah, but
it's kind of like a Friday.
Yeah, but I want as many people to watch the convention as possible. When you have the 4th of July, people are like picnicking and going out and doing stuff. So
you make a point, but I mean we need to move up the nomination. It's got to be moved up. It may be logistically difficult because these delegates got to fly in and have travel plans and everything else. I know it's probably not the easiest thing to do, but it's got to be done.
Yeah, another good result from. Besides the fundraising, is that Nikki Haley, for all time, has proven she's not only should she not be chosen for vice president, that's off the table, but that she should never be a candidate for president by the Republicans. Because can you believe it? That's she never made any comments about the trial.
Yeah.
Quiet about it.
Yeah, she's over there in Israel. Going to the wall, signing bonds. She's still running for president. You can tell by the way she's carrying on in Israel. She's trying to act like she's doing some foreign policy something.
Yeah. But Jay in Jersey...
sad guy.
Try to keep trying to convince yourself because, fundraising doesn't stop.
Listen, this and the story circulating that they raised over $200 million. I'm not kidding. It could be $500 million or even more by the sentencing date, easily.
Well, yeah, and also the story now circulating about just how fully corrupt that Judge Merchan is. Just an acting judge, and he was chosen from the out of rotation.
Mm-hmm. For all three Trump cases. For all three cases.
Yeah. The odds of that are, let's say there's 24 judges, even if he was in...
He's not one of the... Okay, what are the odds if he were in the rotation of 24 judges?
If for three cases, what you do is you multiply 24, you do this on your cell phone, 24 times 24 times 24.
Yeah, whatever that is. 24 to the third power? Oh my goodness. Somebody do the math. That's high. That's a lot.
4 times 24 times 24 thing. It's got to be like one in some like at least 1 in 10,000.
But he's not even in the rotation, so it's 100% corruption, no doubt.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And Jay in Jersey, that means more people are going to be donating. So.
Mm-hmm. All right. But I think we may have to keep up to date on the donations just to stick it to Jay from Jersey. All right, it's good. Yeah. All right, PJ, take care. Good to hear from you. All right, let's see here. Back to the phone. Let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, it's Pete. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing all right. How are you, man?
Good. All right. So to that last caller's question, why are we putting up with this? I mean, we are. All
right. I mean, because it's stupid. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Fine.
Yes.
This is Bill from Deerfield Beach.
Hey, Deerfield. What's up?
It was reported that Sheldon Adelson's wife donated $200 million.
No. That it was what I heard. By the way, I heard $100 million. But if it's $200 million, that's on top of the $200 million they've already raised. That's not factored into that.
It was first they said it was 53.
Pledged. It was pledged. No. Eric Trump was on Fox Sunday morning, said they had raised over $200 million. Over $70 million of it was from small individual donations of under $50.
That's correct. And someone mentioned that Sheldon Adelson's wife.
Pledged. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Pledged $200 million.
Yeah. So if it's $200 million, that means we're above where Eric said. So I don't know what number we would be at with that. We could be at 300-400. We could be up to 3 or 4.
That's correct.
Already.
That's correct.
Yeah. All right. Appreciate it. All right. Take care. All right. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Conservative Doug.
Hey, Doug.
You know, I did a quick look online at this acting judge. I understand from what I'm reading, could be wrong, but I guess they're appointed by the party. So he's a Democratic judge, appointed by the Democratic judge.
Correct.
I got a feeling that these acting judges are there to take when there's too much caseload, or when all the judges say, no, I don't want that case, give it to somebody else. And they just pass it on to the acting guy and let him take it. And this guy will take anything. And he's a Democrat, and he wants to make sure that Trump...
Well, no, this judge, with what the information that we're getting, for Judge Merchan to get all 3 cases when he's not when he's not one of the 24 in the random rotation of assigning of cases, there's no question he was chosen by somebody. And a lot of people in that courthouse have to be aware of it.
Oh, yeah. And if it's being pushed by the Democratic Party, then they're the ones who are doing it. And it's so corrupt. And New York has really shown that our justice system is not what...
See, there's a lot... I know the news is going to focus in a lot today on this Hunter Biden gun case. That's not the story today. They get so many stories, so many balls in the air that, you got to focus in, on things sometimes. If you start going into everything, what about this? What about that? What about this? The gun thing, you miss the importance. And this new information that we have confirmed about Judge Merchan through Jesse Waters' reporting and the reporting of others, that's the story today. That's the story, and they want you to. The liberals want you to talk about Hunter Biden's trial today, so that no one's looking into Merchan.
Yeah, no one wants to look at him, and I'm hoping the Supreme Court is going to hurry up, because they usually are very slow. Maybe they'll finally get up and start doing something quickly and get this over with, because man, this is a disgusting thing that happened. The illegal case and crazy jury and a judge that's a Democrat. It's insane, and they're getting away with it so far, and hopefully the Supreme Court's going to be there.
Yeah. All right, good to hear from you. Thanks for the call. If you'd like to call in, our number's toll free, 1-888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. We'll be right back.
Don't sit on the sidelines. Get in on the action. Call the Steve Kane Show live on air now. 888-GO-KANE-1. This is the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
This is Steve Kane. I want to tell you about my favorite restaurant in all of South Florida, Wings Plus in Coral Springs. Wings just the way you like them. Plump, tender, and delicious, crispy on the outside, succulent on the inside. Everything homemade, nothing comes out of a can. Dozens of specialty sauces that will make your mouth water. Wings Plus, located in Coral Springs, a mile west of University on the south side of Sample Road.
Hey
Grab your flip-flops and get ready for a summer in paradise on Margaritaville at Sea, where cruises to the Bahamas now start at just $75 a person. For a limited time, dance the night away at our high-energy poolside parties, then settle in for island-inspired cuisine night after night with your favorite plus one. From fins up to sundown, a Bahamas getaway with Margaritaville at Sea is the perfect summer refresh. Book it today to lock in your savings on your next cruise together at margaritavillatSea.com.
Are you exhausted after work with no energy left in the tank to give your family? Are you having a midday crash on a daily basis? Women, are menopause symptoms like hot flashes, anxiety, and depression making your daily life feel far more difficult than it should? Men, do you feel like you are aging far beyond what you should?
With, of course, the news that
And guys, don't forget, order your Mighty Mega Lion. There's a link at the top of the chat pin there. There's a link in the description, or you can just go to MightyMegaLion.com. With each lion sold, we're going to donate a portion to the Trump campaign, all right? So go to MightyMegaLion.com, order yours, or click that link in the description or pinned in the chat. If you order more than one, you get a discount, and you'll be donating to the Trump campaign, too.
Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. Listen in the Palm Beaches on 95.9 FM, the Treasure Coast on 106.9 FM, hear us in Boca on 95.3 FM, Fort Lauderdale on 96.9 FM, and anywhere in the world at TrueOldiesFLA.com.
All righty, we are back. 19 minutes after the hour. I'm Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show on the radio since 1977. Hey, the $25 extravaganza sale continues at MyPillow.com on many of the top products. 50% off the regular mattress topper and 40% off the mattress topper 2.0. You know, the mattress topper 2.0, 40% off, plus free shipping site-wide on all orders over $75 with our promo code Kane at checkout, K-A-N-E. With this hot weather we're having, that MyPillow mattress topper 2.0 with the temperature regulating technology and the MyPillow 2.0, which are buy one get one free with our promo code Kane, I am cool and comfortable all night long, and you can be too. You know, the mattress topper comes in every mattress size there is. It'll change your life. You'll get a comfortable sleep like you've never had before, and you'll be the perfect temperature all night long, all year long. During the summer, hot months, it keeps you cool, and it keeps you warm and toasty during the winter months. You can also order by phone, 1-800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879. Promo code Kane, K-A-N-E. So J. Edgar Comey went on MSNBC and sat down with Jen Psaki and talked about what life would be like for Donald Trump in jail.
Start with, of course, the news this week. And before the verdict, you had said it was highly likely to result in a conviction. That's obviously what happened. A year ago, you made this prediction about Trump wearing an ankle bracelet. Do you think he's going to be wearing an ankle bracelet or be in jail after the sentencing?
I don't know. It seems unlikely, but I've never seen a defendant beg for it more by attacking the judge, attacking the jury, attacking the witnesses. One of the key things in assessing what sentence is appropriate, a judge looks at, so are you sorry for what you did? Are you respecting the system? This defendant is running the other way.
So a lot of people have suggested that there are a range of factors that would make it difficult to put a former, the system has not been tested in this way. Do you agree with that it would be difficult or nearly impossible for the law enforcement institutions to put him in actual jail?
No, they would just put him in a double wide somewhere out near the fence, out in the grass. And he would eat there, he'd shower there, he'd exercise there, he'd be away, as Danya Perry said, from general population, but it's obviously doable.
You know, this really cracks me up, because what you're getting from these liberal commentators, notice it's not the legal analysts. The legal analysts say there's no case, what's he convicted of? What you're really getting are fantasies. Fantasies. You've been getting fantasies all weekend long of what it's going to be like for Trump in jail. This is something they've been wishing for, hoping for a long, long time. They think they finally got it. but it's just not going to happen. Now, this is Dan Abrams. See, this is the big difference between the liberal commentators and the liberal legal analyst on these liberal networks and shows. Dan Abrams, who's one of the founders of Left Wing Media, he used to run MSNBC, okay, in the early days for quite some time. And now he's a legal correspondent with ABC News. He's a liberal like nobody's business. And this is his analysis. Listen.
You can say, I don't think that based on this fact pattern, anyone else would have been charged here. And as a result, when you're talking about the former president, I don't think they should have moved forward with it.
So these liberal legal analysts that are lawyers, they don't want to blow their credibility as legal analysts and act like there's a case here. So even on these liberal outlets, for the most part, you're getting some truth from those guys. The rest of them, the Jen Psaki's, the Comeys, the Rachel Maddow's, the View ladies, they're living the fantasy that he's going to jail. That's just something that gets them all excited. They've been fantasizing about it for years and years and years, and they love to talk about it, and they love to feed the liberal mob that line of BS. And the reality of the situation is this is going to be overturned. You cannot find any credible legal people who say anything other than it should be overturned. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? You're on.
Brian.
Yeah, it's you. All right. How are you?
Oh, this is Angela Santonio. This is Angela Santonio again.
Hey, what's up? I'm doing.
You and Mega World. Hey, but I wanted to say, I just want to be quick. If he did go to prison or something like that, if he went in the compound, he would run the compound. Like I told you before, he would run the compound 100%. Everything, all the guys, they would love him. They would protect him and everything.
Why? Why would the prisoners love and protect Trump?
Because he was 100% with the acts he put in, trying to help prisoners get out of prison. And one thing he was going to do that we found out that he was going to bring that. Remember the Mass Incarceration Act and Bill? Mm-hmm. Bring that up and have it thrown up out of court. Have it brought up to the Supreme Court because that's a bogus act put together by Hillary Rodham, who is Hillary Clinton. Mm-hmm. But everybody in prison, they would love him. They would. Because with Donald Trump coming to prison, whatever prison he goes to, he's bringing Christmas. He's bringing everyday Christmas. The food would change, everything. I'm talking about he would help so many people. I'm talking about the guys that run the prisons, the inmates, they would run to him. They would be his best friends, and he would have so much protection that it would be unheard of, unseen. No one would bother him, touch him, or anything. He would be the man.
You know, the thing is, and that's what these Trump haters just don't get, is that the American people, and from our prisoners to you and me, they love this guy. And they don't understand what, that's exactly right, and respect. And they don't understand it because they hate him so much. They don't understand why the majority of the country love and respect him like they do. They just don't get it.
It's because they're caught up in that bubble of elite, that fake garbage, elite garbage that they run. But we love him. We respect him. We respect his business. We respect everything about him. As we grow up, we've known him. He's always been a good man. He hasn't been racist. He is not a racist. Jesse Jackson can tell you the man is not a racist. Everybody.
Mike Tyson.
Even Tupac, everybody, Michael Jackson, everybody knew this man was a good man. Whoopi Goldberg loved this man, used to say every day, every time he came on the show, I love you, you are my brother. And how she turned against him like she turned against Bill Cosby.
Yep.
He is just a fraud and a fake, but Donald Trump is the truth. He's a good man, and he shall be the next president, back again, president of this and he will help us. He will do it. It's going to be all okay.
Yep, that's right. I'm not worried at all. I'm not worried at all. And Donald Trump doesn't seem too worried either.
And like they say, he's going. If he did go to prison, he would run the compound.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't think we're going to find that out because it's not going to get that far. All right, thanks for the call. Now we're going to take our break for the bottom of the hour. We'll come back with more calls, and there is more to share. Our number is toll-free 1-888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. We'll be right back.
Making morning radio great again. It's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
I gotta find some of the stories I want to talk about in the next segment.
Of reversible.
Traffic, a service of the Palm Beach Kennel Club. Come out to the poker room at PBKC with 65 tables of action, open daily for cash games, daily high games,
which clearly I was.
Jackpots and exciting tournaments. Bet small and win big with table games like Ultimate Texas Hold'em or 3-card poker with just a $5 minimum all day, every day. PBKC, your entertainment destination. Go to pbkennelclub.com for more info.
Every 15 seconds, a home is burglarized. That means by the time this commercial is over, 4 more families will have had their private space violated, their belongings stolen, their sense of security destroyed.
That's why hundreds of thousands of people have trusted the Sloman Shield home security system to keep their families safe. You can too. Just call 833-283-5050 right now, and you can get a free home security system plus your choice of a free indoor monitoring camera or programmable thermostat when you subscribe to Sloman's low-cost monitoring service for 5 years. With the Sloman Shield, you can arm and disarm your system remotely, view your home from any smartphone or tablet, lock your doors, control your thermostat, even turn your lights on and off. To get your free
that can help you improve your eyesight so you can wave goodbye to your eye doctor forever.
How to kill all mosquitoes in the area in just minutes. This simple but brilliant trick you can do tonight to eliminate all.
Somebody is a convicted. Somebody is.
Okay. I'm just getting stuff queued up for the rest of the show. No, he's still president until January, till Inauguration Day. The president has their powers until noontime on Inauguration Day.
They help homeowners, condominium owners, and commercial property owners solve problems. They offer complete remodeling from demolition to rebuild. Walls, flooring, air conditioning, electrical, and more. Call the professionals at 561-746-0001, 561-746-0001 for Markup Excellence Construction Incorporated.
Here we go.
Now, back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig, celebrating 47 years on the air.
All right, callers on hold. Stand by. I'm Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. If you're just tuning in, you've missed a lot. Broke some major news at the start of the program, which I'll recap a little later. And Steve Kane joining us. Hey, Steve. Oh boy, lots happening. Yep.
Now, the last I spoke to you was, off the air. In front of you seemed upset.
I was not upset. I don't know who you're talking to. It's not me. Because I was not, I'm upset that they've done this, but I haven't been worried.
Oh, well, it's good to see you got your sensitive edge back.
No, I never lost it. You keep saying these things about me that just I haven't said and are not true. I haven't been worried at all. I have not been worried at all. I don't know who you're talking to, but it ain't me. Now, if you're just tuning in, hang on if you're on hold. Some major news was broken through Jesse Waters on Fox and some others since we were here Friday. And there's some things about the judge, Merchan, in this New York case that we've suspected and knew stunk, but now we have evidence confirming it, okay? One thing I did not know about Judge Merchan, maybe you knew this, Steve, he's not a real regular judge. He is an acting judge. Did you know that? He's an acting judge. Yes, he is an acting judge. He is not like a regular judge. Now, he's been an acting judge for a long time. It's a political appointment, but he's an acting judge. In that courthouse, there are 24 regular judges. And when cases are brought into that courthouse, they're randomly assigned to one of those 24 judges. Judge Merchan, since he is not a regular judge and is only an acting judge, is not on the rotation wheel. Okay? The acting judges only get assigned cases when the other judges are overloaded and they give them away. So this guy, who is not even on the selection wheel to have cases assigned, didn't just get Donald Trump's case, he got all 3 Trump cases, right? He got the Trump trial, he got the Steve Bannon case, and the Trump Organization case with that guy that's on Rikers. Well, we now know, we now have confirmation of all this, is that there was criminal activity involved in him getting these cases because they bypassed the normal process of assigning cases to judges in that courthouse. So someone or some group of people had to sign off on all this, whoever, and gave him all 3 cases. So we now know there's a criminal conspiracy inside of the courthouse. Now, this just started coming out the last couple days. And the media aren't really too interested in getting into that too much, but we are. All right, so let's go to the phones, 1-888-465-2631. The first thing we've got to find out is who inside the courthouse signed off on bypassing the normal judge rotation selection for these cases and gave them to Judge Merchan. Someone had to sign off on each one of these cases, giving him the cases and bypassing the random rotation of assignment. All they got to do is go to the courthouse and get the papers from the clerk, and my guess is it's the same person that assigned him all 3 cases, bypassing the system. Yeah. So whoever did that committed some major crime. You want to bring that person in. The press should start, questioning that person in the streets and find out how that happened. Believe me, there are a lot of people in that courthouse that are terrified right now that these things are going to be looked at. All right, let's take some calls. Our number 1-888-465-2631. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Matt from Michigan.
Hey, Michigan. What's up?
Hey, I got a couple of things. I've never called in before. I listen to your show maybe twice a week. Anyway, first off, there should be a sea of red hats out there. This is a bunch of bull crap. Everyone should have their MAGA hats on. Secondly, wouldn't it be cool to have that Trump impersonator, the guy he's on YouTube and stuff? Trump should have him standing next to him at one of his rallies and him saying everything that Trump can't say.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, that's pretty funny. I like that.
Yeah. And also, do you think maybe they're just trying to set a precedent with Trump? I mean, Trump's the only one that could take what they're giving him. And he gets through all this, sets a precedent, now they go after Clintons and the Bushes. And
No one's going after the Clintons or the Bushes. Okay, first of all, there's only one Bush left. No one's going after them. They're only going to go after Trump. Okay, they're only going to go after Trump. But now, listen, this information that I just learned over the weekend about the judge, which has been confirmed. I mean, we knew something stunk about him getting all three of these cases. But now we know that he's not in the rotation with the judges to have cases assigned. Now we got a criminal conspiracy inside the courthouse giving Mershon all three of these Trump-related cases. Trump's case, the Trump Organization case, and the Bannon case. And my guess is one person signed off on it. The numbers are small of people that are willing to do this kind of crime. So there's the corruption is even worse than we thought. This has to be documented, what we're talking about here. And what's happened here, Trump has already raised over $200 million since the verdict, right? The corrupt verdict. These evildoers did not count on his popularity going through the roof like this. They thought after he had 34 fake felony convictions that we were going to drop him. So things are, the post-verdict nation is in a different place than these Trump haters thought it would be in.
Yep. And, it is $200 million. Isn't that just unheard of? I mean,
a little more than 70 million are from individual donors under $50. Okay? So...
And probably most of them are first-time donors.
And it's also being reported many of the individual donors are Democrats who were donating to a Republican for the first time in their life.
That's awesome.
It is.
The other thing,
Hey, Michigan, good. Thanks for the call. Yeah.
the thing that's worthwhile is the Biden people going to be stupid enough to want to put him in jail. I mean, you'd have to really be dumb. I mean, obviously, if they put him in jail, it'd be a that would be the incentive they need to move now on the pardon.
Steve, they are so deranged. I got some audio here I want to play. Let me play this one first because it's shorter. This is the Coven of the View on Friday. Sunny Hostin, she's on The View, and she had a conversation with someone in Bragg's office on Thursday, and on The View Friday, she shared what Bragg's office told her.
Judge Mershon has, I think he has really done a good job in terms of keeping that courtroom together. I spent this morning speaking to someone from the Manhattan District Attorney's Office. They're called street fighters.
Oh, yeah. Bragg's office, they're called street fighters in his office. Yeah, if you fight in the street and kill people, you get to go free. That's the office. But she gets into, sadly, there were some cops that were shot early this morning. I mean, is Bragg even going to prosecute the shooters if they find them? Probably not. But anyway, she had a conversation with Bragg's office, and they told her what Bragg is going to ask as a sentence for Trump.
He believes that they will recommend a 1-year term in prison, and that is because when you spend a year in prison in New York or under, you serve in Rikers Island. Okay. Also.
Hear how excited this audience of sickos are?
Stupider are they stupid?
Yeah, they're all excited. And Joy Behar, she's like, woo! woo, and Whoopi's all excited. Yeah, well, it's The View.
I did some research. Right. The other thing I'd like to say is the other reason that they will do this is because he has shown an utter disregard for our institutions.
Yeah, you got to respect your institutions. When the judge's daughter raises $100 million from Democrats on the promise of putting Trump in jail, you got to respect that. When Democrat Congress people are sending checks to the judge's daughter's house, you got to respect that.
Biden's people are not that tough.
Yes, they're sick. Did you see what Biden did over the weekend when they asked if he was behind it? Oh, this was insane. Biden has a press conference. He's walking away, and a reporter says, "Did you have anything to do with the prosecution of Trump?" And Biden stops. He looks back at the press, right into the camera, with the biggest grin I've ever seen.
Sure should be the root of all their advertising from here.
Yeah. It was like one of those Paladin smiles from the old TV commercials.
He looked like the old witch in Tales.
Yeah.
With an evil grin.
And what he was saying was, yes, he couldn't not take credit for it. He didn't say anything. It was the look and the smile. He wanted everybody to know.
I like to believe that that's stupid.
He did it. I watched it. I saw it. It's all over.
Okay, but seeing it and having it happen.
It happened. They said, "Are you responsible for the prosecution of Trump?" The grin means yes. Yes, I am, is what the grin means. That was such an evil, diabolical look.
It was $1 million picture, just like you remember when Trump was in that. They had a picture of him at the booking way back. This is back when they were initially indicting him, and it became that shot of that determined look that Trump has.
Yeah.
Of all the advertising, they should do with that Tales from the Crypt picture exactly what they did with that picture.
Yeah.
It should, everywhere you look, there should be a picture of the evildoers with that smile.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's take a call before the break. They've been holding. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Mike. Marcus, I'll get something real short. I agree with you 100%, but if you get right down to it, you're going to find out it's Letitia James or the governor. I forgot her name.
Hochul. Well, no, there's somebody there. I appreciate the call. There's someone inside that courthouse, probably in the clerk's office, that has to sign off on the paperwork that gave this judge these cases. It's not Letitia. I mean, they may be behind it eventually, but there's someone inside that courthouse that has to sign off on this. Who that is what the press really needs to be looking at.
That we should hone in on here is the going to jail, because that's everything revolves around.
Well, no, this is
stupid enough to put him in jail, or even make the announcement that they're going to put him in jail. It will set off the.
Well, Bragg's office is going to ask for it. That's why they told that to the lady on The View, so she'd get it out there.
If they do that, he's going to be pardoned.
By who's going to by who? Who's going to pardon him? Hochul?
Yeah,
there'll be no pardoning.
The outcry would be.
It would have to be the Democrat governor of New York. She's not pardoning him.
Oh, they're going to. I'm telling you, they're going to.
No, they're not going to pardon him.
It's going over the line.
The Democrat governor of New York is not going to pardon Trump. No way. Now, just because Bragg's office...
But they're going to set the appeal in motion.
Well, that's not a pardon. It's going
to get him out of jail instantly.
Oh, yeah, he won't go to jail. But what I think what's going on now, though, and then we got to break because we're late, but this over $200 million raised as of yesterday morning, so it could be $250 million, $300 million by now, who knows, That's scaring these people because I'm going to play something when we get back that'll show you where they thought the American people would be after these fake convictions, all right? We'll take our break. If you're on hold, hang in there. We'll be right back.
A cold, hard truth. Delivered morning 6 to 9 right here on The Steve Kane Show.
Hey, grab your flip-flops and get ready for a summer in paradise on Margaritaville at Sea, where cruises to the Bahamas now start at just $75 a person for a limited time. Dance the night away at our high-energy poolside parties, then settle in for island-inspired cuisine night after night with your favorite +1. From fins up to sundown, a Bahamas getaway with Margaritaville at Sea is the perfect summer refresh. Book it today to lock in your savings on your next cruise together at margaritavillatSea.com.
Are you living your best life? Are you feeling the way you know you should be? This is John, CFO at Lighthouse Medical Center. Our hormone optimization therapy programs have helped so many people get back to feeling the way they did in their 20s. They're full of energy after a long day, reduced their risk of heart disease, sexual vigor and excitement are great, sleeping the way they should without disturbances, and reducing their symptoms of aging. Our all-natural hormone optimization therapy is precise, easy, and effective from day one. Office visits are usually less than 5 times per year, and the cost is only $150 per month for most patients. Let our medical team get you optimized and living your best life. Our family medical practice has been serving South Florida for over 71 years. Let us show you what personalized medical care and being treated like family feels like. Call us at 754-222-6642. That's 754-222-6642. Or visit us at lighthousemedicalcenter.com to schedule your consultation today.
Is this guy with the pillows on Fox? My pillow guy, Mike Lindell. Where is Mike? He is the greatest. First of all, he does make a great product, great pillows. I actually use them, believe it or not. He's been a supporter from day one. And my pillow guy, thank you. And he's been with us right from the beginning.
As always, President Trump is right. The MyPillow is so good, even President Trump sleeps on one. Support Mike Lindell, President Trump, and the Steve Kane Show at the same time. Go to MyPillow.com and use the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at checkout for huge savings on MyPillow products. Promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at MyPillow.com.
We take on the social justice warriors for breakfast. Now the Steve Kane Show with...
All right, we are back. It is Monday, and if you've woken up this Monday and you are, well, suffering with some aches and pains, you want to go see Dr. Appleton. You know, over the weekend, you're a little more active. Even I was a little more active. I did something I haven't done in a long time. I did some yard work. I was trimming my palm trees in the front yard, you know, and they're getting high, so I had to get on a ladder and do all this kind of stuff. Everyone's a little more active over the weekend. You wake up on Monday, you got some aches, you got some pains, you want to go see Dr. Appleton. Take advantage of the fact that walk-ins are welcome, appointments are never necessary, and talk to him about his laser away pain treatment and have that first treatment done. His laser away pain treatment works. He's rid me of pain 5 times, 5 different types of pain. Sometimes arthritis, sometimes from injuries, sometimes just from growing older. Arthritis, bronchial neuralgia, bursitis, hip pain, knee pain, lumbar pain, herniated discs, back pain, tennis elbow, stenosis. The list goes on and on. If you're in pain, you don't have to be. Go see Dr. Appleton. His number, 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710. And online, AppletonCairo.com. All right, now, J.D. Vance, who's really awesome, the senator from Ohio, he was on CNN with Blitzer. Did you see any of this, Steve?
I didn't see
Vance was unbelievable. He cleaned Blitzer's clock. But Blitzer, this was really an interesting interview. He starts the interview by introducing the segment Blitzer. He's in studio with J.D. Vance. And he says the Republican nominee is a convicted felon, okay? And then he you know, and J.D. Vance is on the VP rumor list, okay? So this is J.D. Vance with Blitzer on the Clinton News Network, CNN, over the weekend. Oh, hold on a second. I got to turn it up and turn everything on. And okay, let me rewind it.
Is a convicted felon.
Oh, he's a convicted felon, Trump. Oh, my goodness. Oh, I didn't realize. Oh, I guess we got to support somebody else now. Nikki Haley. Let's give her the nomination. Yeah, right, yeah.
Is a convicted felon 34 times.
Oh, my goodness. 30. And do you hear the emphasis? The Republican nominee is a convicted felon 34 times. Oh, well. Since you put it that way, Wolf Blitzer, I would.
Is a convicted felon 34 times. Joining us now, Republican Senator from Ohio, J.D. Vance. His name has come up as a potential Trump running mate. Senator Vance, thanks so much for joining us. Are you interested in being the running mate of a convicted felon?
Don't you like that question? I don't know. Are you interested in working for a CIA front group that calls itself a news organization, Blitzer? So, you know, and I'll play more of this. I love this. Are you comfortable running with a convicted felon? You know, this is, you know, Black Lives Matter and these other organizations have been supporting a convicted felon and have practically nominated him for sainthood, George Floyd. That doesn't seem to be a problem. See, this was before the fundraising numbers hit the 200 million, before they came out. And what you have here is the false belief of the deep state, because CNN and Blitzer are deep state, okay, that Republicans are law and order people, and since we're law and order people, when they get the felony convictions on him, we're going to drop Trump like a, you know what I mean? The mugshot didn't do it, but the convictions will. Yeah, and it's because they have this stereotype. They don't understand the American people. They have this stereotype of Trump supporters. And in their circle, everybody hates Trump. And they don't understand why everyone else doesn't outside of their circle.
Come to the conclusion, sometime today, they're going to come to the conclusion that all that's needed to get what their evil hearts desire is to have Trump in prison. He's sentenced to jail, then all of us loyal Trump followers will fold and say, oh, well, now that he's been sentenced to jail, we can't support him anymore.
That they're out of their minds.
Happened.
Yeah, so let me...
Set off a riot.
Oh, let me get back to this, though. I'll rewind it. You can hear J.D. Vance's response.
Felon 34 times. Joining us now, Republican Senator from Ohio, J.D. Vance. His name has come up as a potential Trump running mate. Senator Vance, thanks so much for joining us. Are you interested in being the running mate of a convicted felon?
Well, Wolf, the entire purpose of this trial was to allow the media and the Democrats to say exactly that. This is never about justice. This is about plastering convicted felon all over the airwaves, when in reality, the only thing that Donald Trump is guilty of is being in the courtroom of a political sham trial.
This jury was approved by the Trump lawyers. You acknowledge that, right?
Look, Wolf.
They have a barrel of rotten apples, and they got to pick 12 rotten apples out of the barrel of rotten apples.
Approved the 12 men and women, the 6 alternates in the jury.
My complaint is not with the jury, Wolf. My complaint is with the judge, with the jury instructions that were clearly reversible, with the fact that the judge had donated to the Biden campaign.
Yeah, I mean, it goes on. I mean, this goes on for 10 minutes. I'm going to play any more. But this is what we were talking about. They cannot ever get the fact that no matter what they do, Trump becomes more popular. No one except the Trump haters respect the verdict. You know, and...
Strength of Trump's hand more than anything is if they put a sentence that...
Well, that's not till July, and we're only, you know, on June 3rd. That's a long way off.
I am under the impression that the paperwork has already been... The ink is barely dry on the paperwork, that they filed the appeal already.
Yeah. Well, you know, the thing about, you know, this tone they have about this convicted felon thing, okay? Now, I've got to correct myself on something. I thought there were 4 alternates on the jury. There were 6. So we have, let's see here. So we're Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We're 4 or 5 days since the verdict. There were 18 jury members, including the 6 alternates. Not one of them has blabbed to the press or done an interview, which tells me every day that goes by that not one of these raving loon liberals on the jury, including the 6 alternates, none of them have talked to the press tells me something fishy went on inside that jury room during the entire trial. You know, when the bribery or intimidation, because, you know, when there's a high-profile case, and I've watched a lot of these cases, the press, they always set up a press room for jurors who want to come out and speak to the press after the verdict. They didn't even do that this time. Here we are 4 or 5 days later, these out-of-control liberals that convicted Trump 34 times on these ridiculous charges. The fact that out of 18, if you include the alternates, none of them have talked to the press is very suspicious, especially if they're lunatic liberals, which we assume they are. Okay, there's something went on with this jury that they don't want to talk about, and the press doesn't seem interested in trying to There's never been a high-profile case where the press have not tried to interview jury members and jury members have not talked. It's not usually the whole jury, but usually 1 or 2 will talk to the press, and even if they don't, the press are trying to get interviews. Like, remember...
Not only that, you know what that interview would be worth about now?
Oh, yeah. Huge ratings and huge money. And the first one to do the interview gets the most money. Even if you're an alternate who didn't get to do the deliberations, that is worth money because you were with the jury through the trial sitting there. And the fact that none of them have talked, the media are not even trying to interview them, shows me that something dirty went on with that jury. And, eventually, hopefully, we'll find out. All right, we're coming up on the top of the hour. When we get back from the break, we'll take more calls. Our number toll-free, 1-888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. My name is Brian Craig. Steve Kane, of course, is here. We'll be back right after this.
WSFS 104.
Here's your oldies forecast. A very good Monday morning. Hope you're off to an awesome start. We'll see a daytime high today of about 89 degrees. There's a chance of some scattered showers and storms, especially late this afternoon. I'm WCF 25 morning meteorologist Amber Shaw.
And now, a true oldies traffic check. Brought to you by the Palm Beach Kennel Club.
That's in Delray Beach. Police activity has an off-ramp left lane blocked. Untied westbound. Boulevard calls slowdowns up to speed on the turnpike north and south. Jupiter, Palm Beach
All right, the show is flying by. I'm Brian. Steve Kane is here. If you're on hold, stand by. Our number 1-888-465-2631. I've got a new poll, which I'll share in a few minutes, which is a post-verdict number. Yeah. Hold on, caller. Yep. From who? Who's going to pardon Trump? That they don't pardon. He says the Supreme Court's going to throw the case out. That's not a pardon. Yeah. Okay. No, everybody agrees with that. Yeah, I agree with that. Oh, he thinks Mark Levin predicted that by this time tomorrow the Supreme Court will have tossed out the verdict? Oh, well, that's not till the middle of July. That's not till the middle of July. That's like 6 weeks away. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? You're on the air, caller. All right, there we go. I guess they got scared. Steve, the sentencing isn't until the middle of July, 4 days before the Republican convention. So if that's the case, that's like 6-7 weeks from now before that'll happen. That's a long time from now.
Watching this ad nauseum around the clock over the weekend is that the second that there is an indication that they're going to try to put Trump in jail, the filing will be almost simultaneous with an announcement that it's going to be directed to the.
Well, no, Trump said yesterday on True Social. I'll pull it up. He's calling on the Supreme Court to get involved like immediately. Let me pull up what Trump said. Hold on, because he made a big post on True Social.
Exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, hold on. Let me pull it up. Okay, Trump said. He said, "I just came out of the Biden witch hunt trial in Manhattan, the icebox. That's what he calls the courtroom, and was shown reports that crooked Joe Biden's DOJ and their illegal and unconstitutional raid of Mar-a-Lago." Oh no, that's the other one. Wait, he's got two. Wait, that was the first. He's got another one. Well, I'll find the other one in a minute. Maybe during the break. You caught me off guard. But he's calling for the Supreme Court to get involved right away. Yeah.
And they're going to.
Well, okay, but they haven't yet. So.
They're waiting to see if they're going to put him in jail.
Well, that's not going to. We're not going to know that for 6 weeks, though. That's a long time. I don't think it should wait that long. They should go to the Supreme Court now. I mean, this is outrageous.
What are you talking about?
Well, they have to go. They should go soon. Then, they should go soon. I mean, there's a crisis coming with this. It really is a crisis. What they're doing. And luckily people have been very smart about this, is what they're doing is trying to incite an incident like January 6th. And all of the MAGA people learned from January 6th, don't go anywhere. And
non-stop.
Yeah. And in fact, there should be no demonstrations. Demonstrations, it's not that if you go to a demonstration, you're a problem. What happens is when there's a planned demonstration, they send their agents there, okay? And anybody can put on a Make America Great Again hat, and then they start something. So you want to stay away from protest. You want to stay away from demonstrations. Exactly. Somebody I'm very suspect of over the weekend was trying to get me to go to some event somewhere. I'm not going to say where, but in the streets of South Florida somewhere. I'm not going to go to any. Don't go to anything, okay? Everything is going perfectly right now. You do not want to go to protest. You do not want to go to demonstrations, because it could be. It doesn't mean it is. It could be a trap, okay? And that's the way it is. So you got to be very smart about that. All right, let's take some calls. Let's see. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Good morning. You're on the air.
Hello.
Yes.
Sandra from Delray.
Yes, Sandra.
Hi. How are you guys? I was watching Fox, and Alan Dershowitz had a plan for Trump. He said we could get the sentencing done much sooner. The lawyers could, I don't know, there were two parts to the procedure. If you could pull that up, it would be great. That they could petition it in a certain court and petition it in another court and get it done faster. He seemed to know what he was talking about.
Oh, it's Alan Dershowitz, of course. It's Alan Dershowitz. He always knows what he's talking about.
I know, and I was hoping that Trump's team listened to that.
Well, wait a minute. Slow down. So slow down, caller. Why did Dershowitz say why it's a good idea for Trump to speed up the sentencing? What's the purpose of that?
I don't know. No, he didn't say the reason.
Well, speeding it up is speeding up the sentence. Like, why? What's the benefit of speeding it up? Do you know, Steve? What would be the benefit of speeding up the sentencing?
They could.
I mean, I don't know if there's a benefit. I'm not saying that it's a bad idea. I just don't know what the benefit is.
I mean, I'm making this up. I don't know this, but I got the impression listening to what I was listening to. And Dershowitz and a bunch of these people have kind of banded together and joined in the working on this appeal. But it's going to keep him out of jail overnight. You don't want him sitting in jail.
Well, wait a minute. If they move it up to say Friday and he sentences him to jail, that speeds things up.
True, but maybe mentally it could run on Trump's head. That he has to wait this.
I saw Trump did an interview with Fox over the weekend. And they asked him, and he's prepared to go to jail. And he actually, Trump said that he saw one of his lawyers on TV saying they shouldn't send the president to jail, and he said he told his lawyer, "Don't beg, let him do it." And in a way, and I'll throw this out to you guys. I have no doubt in my mind that this corrupt judge is going to sentence him to jail time. Now, that doesn't mean he's going to send him to Rikers. He could suspend it. He could do a house arrest. But I don't see a scenario where he doesn't give him jail time.
If he did a house arrest, that would be terrible. How would he campaign?
Mm-hmm. I guess through Zoom screens and the rallies.
It's going to take to fast track the Supreme Court. It's extremely important that this thing be fast tracked.
So you're saying the Supreme Court can't get involved, Steve, until there's a sentence laid out? Or they won't? There has to be a sentencing before the Supreme Court will jump in? Is that what you're saying?
I think that's what it's going to take.
Okay. Well, then let's move it up till today and get it done. But appreciate the call, by the way. Thank you so much. If you're on hold, hang in there. Just wait a minute. The question, though, is, do you think Trump would like to go into a jail cell, even if it was for an hour?
I think it's all part of, I don't want to say the plan. It makes it sound sinister, but I think that this is the way they expected it to go.
Well, I think Trump understand. Yeah.
Interfering. See, once they try to put him in jail, even overnight, what they're doing is interfering with the election.
Well, they've already been doing that. Yes.
Okay, but that's what
they're taking it to a new level. Yeah. Yeah. Well, one thing I picked up. I watched Trump's speech on Friday, which was one of the most beautiful speeches he's ever given, and at the end, he was talking about he's going to take this as far as he has to. And this is what by the way, the president is back in town today. He's at Mar-a-Lago today, so who knows who's listening this morning, guys, when you call in. But, it's open phones, President Trump, for you always, okay? But President Trump, I think watching his interview on Fox yesterday and watching that great speech he gave on Friday has an understanding of the importance historically of what's going on right now. And him being in a jail cell, if it's only for 30 seconds, is an important statement as to this out-of-control government that we have right now. And so, he is, I'll say this, and then we'll go back to the phones. Donald Trump is the first president since the Founding Fathers, because some of the Founding Fathers became presidents early on, right? But Donald Trump is the first president since the Founding Fathers to risk everything they have for the country. Because, the Founding Fathers, when they declared independence against, from England, they were risking their freedom, right? Because they were committing treason. They were risking, you've heard this, they were risking their fortunes, not just their personal fortunes, but their entire family.
For jail, in my opinion, that is the moment at which record.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to be the thing that.
Yeah, I think he's already won. But he is risking his freedom.
Stupid. I mean, that's the point.
Well, Steve, they are stupid. They've arrested him. They've arrested him 5 times already. Okay, they got a mugshot. They convicted him of 34 felonies. But Steve, did you watch his speech Friday? Oh, okay. He is risking not just he is risking everything he has. And he doesn't have to do this. If he called them up and said, I'm going to drop out, I'll never run, I won't do any more rallies, they'd forget about all this stuff. And he's still, like the Founding Fathers, he is putting everything on the line for the country. And when you see that, when I saw him on Fox yesterday say he called his lawyer, he saw his lawyer say, you don't want to put the president in jail, I told him, don't beg. He's not going to grovel to these people, nor should he. I mean, Donald Trump is so.
This is have no personal contact with the President of the United States, but I can promise you, deep in my gut, I know this is the way he is planned it.
Well, maybe.
The game is when they sentence him to jail, that's the end game.
He is. But the we can all say he's going to win, but the future is never fully known. And Donald Trump is so brave the way he's handling this. Things have been happening so fast. I don't think people really have sat back to absorb what he's risking here. And obviously, we all think he's going to win and everything's going to work out fine. But the future is never certain, especially when you got that evil look on Biden the other day when he admitted that he was behind it. Yeah. So I think he does want to be in a jail cell, even if it's for a minute. I really think he does. Now, if you're on hold, stand by. We're going to take our first break of the third hour and be back.
Don't sit on the sidelines. Get in on the action. Call the Steve Kane Show live on air now. Go Kane 1. This is the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
The man, thanks so much.
Lasers that have a wonderful effect on joint pain. These are all FDA approved.
Now, you don't just help with knees. Tell the listeners what other areas you can help them with.
Any joint I can do. Shoulder pain, hip pain, sciatica, stenosis, arthritis, tendinitis, bursitis, from the foot all the way up to the neck.
Dr. Appleton is a chiropractic physician, and with the laser away pain system, there's no injections, no surgery, and no drugs. He's open 6 days a week, and same-day appointments are available. Call right now for your free consultation. 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710. Make sure to tell Dr. Appleton you heard about him on the radio.
When it comes to dental work, there's no one better than Dr. Gupta at Brighton Dental. But don't just take my word for it. This is Richie the bus driver. He called in on the air to share his experience with Dr. Gupta. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, this is Richie, Dr. Gupta. I go 139 miles to this guy. I had a broken tooth. He fixed it. It was supposed to be temporary. It lasted 2 years. He put dentures in my mouth. tougher than anybody else, and he's excellent and no pain. I recommend this guy. To me, he's the best ever. So I want to get that out of the way.
Listen to Richie the Bus Driver. Go see Dr. Gupta at Brighton Dental. 954-922-4633. 954-922-4633.
Get ready for summer reading. Come to the June 8th summer reading kickoff party from 9 a.m. to noon at the Spanish River Library in Boca Raton. To kick off the library's annual summer reading party that the Friends of Boca Raton Public Library have sponsored for over 20 years. Visit the Friends table to win prizes throughout the event. The Friends run a bookstore of quality used books at discount prices in the lobby of the downtown Boca Raton Public Library. Sales proceeds help them to fund other fabulous programs at the library. Donate on their website, bocalibraryfriends.org/library, or shop in their bookstore. Learn more, bocalibraryfriends.org.
You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Brian, I just want to give a shout out to My Coffee. This is very important. Anybody that has any kind of acid reflux, if you try the low acidic coffee of My Coffee, it is absolutely the best. I wasn't able to drink coffee for years, and I tried it, and now I can drink the coffee with no problem whatsoever. It's absolutely delicious. The flavor is like a tastier flavor than regular coffee. I'm telling you, I don't get stomach aches. I don't get anything. I'm so happy with it, and I think that you ought to mention it. I think it's important, especially for older people.
Mike Lindell says that his coffee, the My Coffee, which is 50% off with our promo code Kane at checkout, Kane at mypillow.com, is the best tasting coffee you've ever had.
Absolutely true. I have tried over the years other coffees, and nothing comes near his, and that really is the truth.
50% off with our promo code Kane at checkout, Kane at mypillow.com.
Now, back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. Listen in the Palm Beaches on 95.9 FM, the Treasure Coast on 106.9 FM, hear us in Boca on 95.3 FM, Fort Lauderdale on 96.9 FM, and anywhere in the world at...
All right, there's only one opening on the board. I'm Brian. Steve Kane is here. Before we go to the phones, though, I want to talk about Lighthouse Medical. And, you know, their treatment for neuropathy works, and you've heard us talk about them for a long, long time. And, you know, this is the 75th year that they've been in practice. And this Lighthouse Medical has been in practice for 75 years with the same family of physicians. All right? This isn't some medical practice that's been sold 20 times and they've kept the name. It's the same family. I mean, that should be all I have to say and give out the phone number. And they've been in Pompano the whole time. So that tells you so much about the credibility of Lighthouse Medical.
Specialize in neuropathy. That's how I found them.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, Brian, that's not true. Brian found them.
Yeah, I found them. No.
A terrible problem.
Well, you know, you had every neuropathy symptom there is. You couldn't get out of bed, and your doctor said, get used to it, that's your life. You begged him, and he sent you to a neurologist. He told you the same thing. And I found Lighthouse Medical. I didn't know anything about neuropathy till we found them. I know it sucked and kept people in bed and was very painful and was living torture, but I really didn't know too much about it. I certainly didn't know that doctors think there's no treatment, but there is, and they have it at Lighthouse Medical. And the cool thing about Lighthouse Medical is even if you can't make it into their office, they can help you. They understand that if you have neuropathy, you probably have a hard time getting around. And, the thing about Lighthouse Medical not having to go into the office, they also understand that doctors around Florida and around the country are telling patients there's no treatment for neuropathy when there is, and they have it at Lighthouse Medical. So no matter where you are located in the country, they can help you without even going into the office. So I'm going to give you the number right now. Make sure you mention you heard about it from us here on the radio, because then you get the no-charge consultation, okay? It's 754-222-6642. 754-222-6642. And online, lighthousemedicalcenter.com. All right, I'm going to take these calls in the order in which they were received. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Dean from Stewart.
Yeah, Dean, speak up.
Hey, I think the reason they want the sentencing set up is to
Almost hit myself in the face.
Appeal away.
Yeah.
And that's what's going to kick it into the Supreme.
Okay, so slow down. So you can't go through the appeals process until there's a sentencing, is what you're saying? And that's when it's concluded?
They filed to go. My understanding is they filed to go and take the case in front of the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court has to choose to take it. That's the.
Well, there's also the appeals court in New York.
And the thing is, if you don't get a sentencing, then they can't tell you, okay, let's hope he sentences him to jail, because that will trigger these guys into...
I can't see any other alternative if they're that stupid.
Well, this judge is out of control. Look, Steve, the judge's daughters Democrats are sending money to the judge's daughter's house. They're pretty stupid.
I cannot believe that our justice system doesn't have a way to have a checks and balance.
There is.
Supreme Court.
There is, but listen.
They need to be fired. They need to go to jail for what they're doing. This is
First things first. First things first. Let's first get Trump out of jail.
See, the caller, Dean. The system has not failed yet because there's the appeals court and there's the Supreme Court. So if the appeals court and the Supreme Court upheld this corruption, the system, that's correct. But the reason there's an appeals process are for judges like this.
This guy needs jail time himself. I mean, honestly.
Listen. There's you remember that guy a couple years ago, that lawyer that killed his son and his wife, shot them with the shotguns? Okay. He had his son that he killed was involved in a drunken boating accident where a girl got killed. He made a crooked deal with the judge in that case to get his son off the hook. There's always been corrupt judges, but the system is only broken if when you go through the entire process, you still don't find justice. And if the appeals court or the Supreme Court step in and do the right thing, the system has worked. All right?
If we had a liberal Supreme Court, he'd be screwed, though.
Oh, and so would we. Not just him, so would we.
Yeah.
That's why there's
all right, Dean. Mm-hmm.
This whole nonsense that they're trying to subvert the Supreme Court, why that is such an important issue.
That's right. All right, let's see. We'll take another call before the break. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, Brian. Hi, Steve. It's Raz.
Hey, Raz. How are you today?
Well, I'm sad about President Trump. I don't want
Don't be sad. Don't be sad. Everything's going right on schedule.
Well, what about Congress or Ron DeSantis? Can they stop this?
Ron DeSantis is the governor of Florida. He has no authority in New York.
What about Congress? Stefanik had put a complaint in against the judge.
Well, we're all complaining, but Congress doesn't have a lot of power over the judge, if any.
Oh, really? I thought Congress was higher than a judge.
This is a local state court. The Congress is the federal government. I mean, they can have hearings, but that's just endless hearings and talk and sound bites.
What I don't understand is his bookkeeper did the entry. Why is he getting in trouble for this?
Because
these people don't care what the facts are.
Because
they're just out there to get rid of him.
Because he's beating Biden in the polls. That's why.
I saw that smirk on Biden. Biden is a very evil man. Very
Isn't that
evil.
a great picture? But what a gift from God, that picture.
Yeah,
I hope
but
they make the most of it.
I believe in God so much that this is all going to work out for the good. Even though I'm sad because I'm thinking about Barron, I'm thinking about his wife, his family, what they're going through. And think about it. This young boy loves his dad so much. I've seen so many loving pictures where he's touching his dad, and now he's getting ready to go to college when you're worried about your dad. All of that, the whole family. I mean, it's heartbreaking.
You think Hunter is worried?
No, you're talking about Barron. No, you're talking about. I saw over the. Listen, Hunter feels invincible, but I saw over the weekend. There was the Eric Trump interview, and then there was a very good interview that Tucker Carlson did with Don Jr., which was that was a long, extensive interview. And I'll tell you what I took away from both Don Jr. and Eric. And by the way, they're not high like Hunter is all the time. Okay, no crack pipes in the back seats of their cars. But neither of them sounded like they had a worry in the world about this. They seemed very, very confident.
I know, but even though President Trump, he's a really tough person, and I do believe God is on his side. But you got to think about it. For any human being, you got to be a little bit scared inside. Who wants to go to a filthy prison? And then I hear this Sonny Hostin. Well, I've got some inside information. They want to send him to Rikers Island.
Yeah. Whose alarm is going off? Is that your alarm, Steve, or your alarm, Ross?
That was mine.
What's that alarm for? What's the alarm for? Time to get up or take a pill? What's that for?
No, I had a blood clot in my...
Oh, my goodness.
And I used to have to take a pill at 7:30, but I'm cleared already.
Oh, okay. But you still have the alarm on. You still have the...
Yeah, my phone.
That's okay, Ross. That's okay. Just wondering. Hey, listen, thanks for the call. Good call. All right, we're going to take our break for the bottom of the hour. If you're on hold, stand by. We are going to go to the phones after this break.
Making morning radio great again. I think you're going to really love it. It's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
Very good.
Eligible items only, exclusions apply. That's traffic. I'm Dory Don.
Traffic, a service of the Palm Beach Kennel Club. Come out to the poker room at PBKC with 65 tables of action. Open daily for cash games, daily high hands, mega bad beat jackpots, and exciting tournaments. Bet small and win big with table games like Ultimate Texas Hold'em or 3-card poker with just a $5 minimum all day, every day. PBKC, your entertainment destination. Go to pbkennelclub.com for more info.
Tom Laporta here from Laporta Contracting, Roofing, and Building Restoration. I am pleased to say our relationship with the Steve Kane Show and the show's
Did any of you watch my video this morning of going to Trump Force One? If you missed it, it's the video before this one. You can go watch it later.
Intelligent, honest, and quite a joy to work with. We have completed thousands of projects for the listeners, from repairs, single-family homes, large HOA complexes, and churches, with great success, and every one of those customers are like family. We have installed all kinds of roofs, from asphalt shingles, clay, and concrete tile, standing metal seam, slate tile, and flat roof systems. So come on, and let our family take care of your family. Call me on my cell at 954-604-4602, or find us on the web at laportacontracting.com. The number again is 954.
Yeah, it's pretty cool that you can do that. It looks like it's going to rain.
4602.
I hope we get a rainstorm. We need rain. I've been there so much they know me. If you're new, make sure you subscribe if you're new to the channel.
This is John from Lighthouse Medical Center, CFO and Director of Neuropathy. We want to welcome you to Lighthouse.
420 likes Tulsi Gabbard because she wants to legalize all drugs.
Patients. We want to be able to help you with your neuropathy issues as well. You have numbness, burning, pain, tingling, lack of sleep, or balance issues, please come see us and let us help you with that problem. There's hope out there for you. We've had thousands of patients come through Lighthouse Medical Center. Being able to see the quality improved in their life and being able to help them and their family has been a blessing to us and a blessing to them, and we look forward to doing that for the next 75 years. We don't just treat neuropathy at Lighthouse Medical Center. We have a specialized knee pain program with non-surgical solutions for bone-on-bone and knee pain issues. We also treat chronic back pain, ankle, knee, hip, and shoulder pain. Call for a free consultation with us today. 754-222-6642. 754-222-6642. That's 754-222-6642.
Hello, this is Mike at Friendly Tire. I've been in business 30 years at the same location and offering great deals on new and used tires. I have many suppliers. Whatever car or truck you have, I can get you incredible deals on any tire. I also do tire repairs at very low prices. Give me a call. My number is 954-977-9445. I will give you a price over the phone on new and used tires. Again, my number is 954-977-9445. Thank you.
Now, back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig, celebrating 47.
All right, we are back. On the way to the radio station this morning, Steve, I stopped off at the airport to check out Trump Force One on the tarmac. Oh my gosh, it's so nice. Anybody in South Florida can go and do that. You all should. It gives you that. It's like having espresso coffee in the morning, getting to see the plane. It looks so nice on the runway. I will agree with you, Steve, that things are going according to plan for the Trump team. I mean, I don't think they planned on getting an acquittal out of this corrupt courtroom. You know, yeah.
How stupid they are, or
They're insane. They're insanely stupid.
to realize what they're going to set off.
They're insane. They're insane. These people are completely insane. By the way, if you're on hold, stand by. Here's a blast from the past. Rick Siderman, he's been dead for 15 years, if you can believe it. No, but somebody had mentioned his name to me the other day. Rick Siderman, who was a conservative radio talk show host here in South Florida for many years, he was a strange dude, and he had a speech impediment, and he was on the and he would talk like this. Rick Siderman, maybe he talk like that. But anyway, he was a hardcore, lifelong Republican. And someone said to me over the weekend, a listener, Steve, they think that if Rick Siderman were alive today, he'd be a never-Trumper. And you know what? I think he would be. What do you think? Oh, yeah, most definitely.
Blind spots.
He certainly did. He certainly did. And that was the weirdest funeral I've ever been to. You know, it was the strangest funeral that I've ever been to. The weirdo, the most bizarre chronic callers in our audience showed up. It was a very strange thing. Remember the guy that drove the car so close to the headstone, I thought he was going to knock the casket off the table at the funeral, and he had that. This one guy. Don't say his name, Steve, please. I don't want to inject him back into our life. But when you go to a funeral of a radio personality, a lot of people got to show off. So this one guy, he came late, making a dramatic entrance. He drove up in a convertible. He parked so close to the coffin. I thought he was going to knock it over. And then he gets out of the convertible, and he's got a blonde and a miniskirt on his arm. Remember that? Oh, my gosh. I mean, bizarre funeral. All right, let's go back to the phones, though. Let's talk about things that are relevant. You're on the air. That was so bizarre. Oh, my goodness. All right, let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning.
Yes.
Oh, this is Joan from Tampa Bay.
Hey, Joan.
Hey, Joan.
I just got to say he's in good company because John the Baptist, Jesus Christ, and most of the apostles were convicted. They were...
Well, let's hope it doesn't turn out like that.
Right, I know, but he's in good company. That they're the convicted felon. Well, these people were convicted too. So.
Well, my understanding is that George Floyd was a convicted felon, and they pretty much made him a saint. You know? So why is it okay for George Floyd to respect and honor him, but, oh, he's a convicted felon? All right. All right. It is. But, you know, this is what I was talking about with Steve earlier with that Blitzer interview with J.D. Vance. Later in that interview, he says, but Republicans support law and order. Why are they supporting a convicted felon? And they think because they got that fake mugshot with Fannie, they got this fake conviction 34 times over in New York, that because we're law and order, we're going to drop it. We do support law and order. That's why we're opposed to them. I mean, they, you know...
Law and order, and that is why we know it's bogus, and we need to investigate this.
Mm-hmm. Hey, listen, thanks for the call. Great call. There's only one opening on the board at 1-888-465-2631.
From,
Who? Richie? No. He might be on hold. There's a lot of people on hold. Maybe he's there.
To get his...
Okay. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, good morning, guys. Let's just do a little thing here.
Oh, Tom.
Right? From New York, right?
Yeah, like every other Floridian except me.
So, basically, what you have to do you have to go through the process, right? You get the jury selection, and you're allowed to dismiss all these people. So you got 12 New Yorkers who Donald Trump was in New York, born in New York, all these guys. You couldn't find one person to think that all of these charges are wrong and that not one of them would stick.
Okay, I'm gonna respond to. Slow down. Don't talk past the close. I'm gonna respond to what you said.
Of your people.
I'm gonna respond to what you said, but I'm really amazed by your call. You know, I'm really amazed by your call. You know, and I'm gonna tell you why. You were on hold. You were on hold a little more than 14 minutes, and. I know, we're all impressed, you know. Yeah, even he's laughing about the idea that you're going to work. But you're on. I will answer it in my own way, but first I want to comment on the call. You're on hold for 14 minutes, and during that time you're obviously thinking about what you're going to say when you hear you're on the air, and that's the best you could come up with. I would have thought 14 minutes on hold, I think you'd come up with something other than what a million people have already said a million times.
Brain would realize that you just divert off like.
Well, when you isolate it to only people who have brains, you've excluded yourself.
Because you hawk more stuff on the radio than you talk.
What? Yes, we do promote businesses and products on the radio. That is correct. Yes.
My coffee.
Yeah, it's actually the MyPillow My Coffee, which is 50% off with the promo code Kane at checkout, is delicious. I have it at home.
Oh, my ass.
Oh, I thought he wanted an answer. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
The truth is just beginning to dawn on.
Do you hear that? That's our liberal response to the 34 convictions, Steve. Does he sound like does he sound excited about these convictions? He sounds pretty miserable there. By the way, Steve, do you drink coffee? You got to get the My Coffee. It comes in whole bean, ground. It also comes in the Keurig cups. Which do you use?
I'll give my, I don't cook my own.
Oh, I'm sorry. Steve has servants. I forgot. Steve has servants. Oh, yeah. Does she bring it to you with unlike the silver and the silver? I make my own coffee because my wife's in bed when I get up. But the MyPillow coffee, find out which form you get it, and it comes in different roast. If you want the most caffeine, you want to get the lightest roast. The darker the roast, the less caffeine in the coffee. By the way, a lot of people don't know that. Yeah.
Something every day on the Steve Kane.
Exactly. Exactly. The lighter the roast, the stronger the caffeine content. But find out which one you get and get that It's 50% off when you use your name at checkout. Kane, Kane, and it's really good coffee. And the thing about it, it doesn't have that, that kind of aftertaste you get with a lot of coffees. So anyway, it's 50% off when you use our promo code Kane at checkout, Kane at mypillow.com. I want to thank Tom for reminding me to do the live spot for Mike Lindell. All right, we'll take a break and be right back.
Hard Truth. Delivered morning 6 to 9 right here on The Steve Kane Show.
All right, and it's time for the first gold and precious metals report of the week from the offices of William Youngerman Incorporated in Boca. We have William Youngerman. William Youngerman, how are the metals starting the week off?
Metals are starting off on the upside after Friday's close of being down nicely, giving us a great buying opportunity on Friday. Gold closing out the week at $2,326.70. That was down $15.90 on Friday. Silver was down 73 cents at $30.39 the ounce, while platinum gained $10 at $1,036, and palladium was down $32 at $900. As I said, we're up this morning after trading in a range overnight on the low of $23.14 for gold. Again, finding good support down at that $2,300 level, and then as high as $23.34.50 this morning. Right now, we're at $2,332.50 the ounce. That's up $5.80. Silver's up 11 cents at $30.50 the ounce. I'm also finding good support around that $30 number. Platinum down $9 at $1,027, and palladium up $3 at $903. So we're right on the lower end of our trading ranges, giving us a great buying opportunity still.
Absolutely. A listener had asked me, and guys, please don't call me. I don't know anything. Call William Youngerman. William Youngerman and his staff over there will answer all your questions. But someone asked me a very particular question that I'm going to just throw out to you. It's about gold coins. The 1 ounce British coins with King Charles are available, right?
That's correct.
Yeah. Okay. So they were asking if they can get those, if those are available. So the answer is yes. You can get the King Charles coins, because I think a lot of people have this idea that hey, he's the new king. Let me get the first couple years that he was king on the coin, and you can do that, absolutely. All right, again, all your questions, call William Youngerman. They'll gladly answer them. The number, they open at 10 o'clock, is 1-800-327-5010, 1-800-327-5010. His address is 150 East Palmetto Park Road in Boca, on the first floor of the Bank of America building, just east of US 1 Federal Highway, on the south side of Palmetto Park Road. And you can also go to his website, williamyoungerman.com, where you can find both his address and phone number. So things are looking good today. Also, William, because silver's been doing so well, is this a good time? Because a lot of times, silver can get bulky, that people want to lower the bulk they have. Is this a good time to maybe bring in some of that silver and turn it into something a little smaller, like maybe gold?
Some people have been doing that with silver up at these numbers. They have been taking advantage of that rise that we've had over the last few weeks and months. That if it fits your needs, it certainly can be done. It's very easy to trade in your silver for gold or platinum, which is very reasonable now also.
Yeah.
So give it some thought, but we still love silver as a metal, and the upside
always
we feel is still very good.
Always. All right, William Youngerman, thanks so much, and we'll touch base tomorrow.
Okay, have a great day. Thank you.
All right, we'll be right back.
The social justice warriors for breakfast. Now the Steve Kane Show.
All righty. Steve, those King Charles coins are really beautiful too. They did a good job on Charles. Let's see. You want to go back to the phones? All right, let's go. 1-888-465-2631. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, gentlemen. This is Richard.
Oh, by demand.
How are you?
Caller on demand.
Great, Steve. I want to address the schmuck that just called up.
Which one?
That's the one that said the jury of his peers.
Oh, Tom, yes.
12 New Yorkers. Well, first of all, schmuck, if you win a courtroom, and I spend time watching trials in courtrooms, the jury has half of the evidence. And you know who controls the evidence? The judge. And when a judge is totally crooked, like this one, he left in things that he shouldn't have left in, and he left out things that he shouldn't have left in. And then he gave instructions to this 12 New Yorkers that basically convicted President Trump with his stupid jury rules that back there. Unconstitutional all the way through, schmuck. So that's why they convicted him. Now he's going to probably have house arrest. I don't see him going to jail. The reason he's going to get house arrest is because when you go to a pre-sentencing hearing, they go into your whole life history and you have to divulge everything. And you have to show remorse. And you don't show remorse. President Trump will not show remorse for something he didn't do. And he's not going to turn over every rock in his house for these people to look in to get more crap on him and twist things. So I have a feeling that he's going to go in front of this judge with no remorse because he didn't do anything wrong, and it's a bogus kangaroo court, and he's actually going to get house arrest. I don't see him putting him in right.
But who I followed it all up to the end, but what makes you think that who in your scenario, who is the person that decides exactly the length of time?
The judge. Judge Mershon. The judge.
Right.
Mershon.
Okay. Well,
The
what
judge.
makes you think Mershon is going to do the right thing?
House arrest? Why do you think he's going to give him house arrest and not like the real arrest, like the real jail?
Because I believe that it's going to be a logistic nightmare with.
Do you think he cares? Do you think he cares, Mershon?
I don't think he cares. I think it's all coming from Biden. You said something this morning, Brian, and here's a fact. Brian, there's a video out there, and I don't know if you saw it, where a question was asked, if President Trump runs again, and he said, and Biden said, point blank, to all the reporters, we will do everything legally and constitutionally to stop that. And he smiled and walked off the.
Yeah.
Now, the other day, he smiled at that question. That linked the two things to me. He's in on it like nothing. I mean, he's pulling the strings, the White House. So the bottom line is, I don't think he's going to go to jail because I think there'll be too much backlash.
Well, Comey, I'm not going to play it now because we're getting close to the end. I want to get some other callers, but I played a clip earlier in the show of Comey was on MSNBC with Jen Psaki over the weekend, and he detailed how they can put him in a prison and how it would work. And I'm not saying he's going to go to prison, but that doesn't mean he's not going to get sentenced to prison. And this judge is not calling the shots. He's doing the bidding of those people that sent the $100 million to his daughter. Okay, so he could sentence him to prison, but he'll have him serve his time at home. I mean, I could see that happening.
Going to bring that into it, okay? He's going to jump some hoops to do that. But the thing is, the Supreme Court stepped in under Gore and Al Gore and Bush.
Quickly, they did quickly too.
They can do this because it's going to tear the country apart.
Yeah.
And that's the bottom line is that I believe that's what's going to happen, and they've already dealt.
See, listen. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. The one thing I disagree with Mark Levin on is, and maybe legally it has to be this way. I'm not a lawyer. He is, but I would like them not to wait until the sentencing because everybody knows. We mentioned this earlier. What they're trying to do is incite an incident like January 6th. The longer this plays out. And then if the judge comes in with a jail sentence, even though it's not going to happen, that could incite something. It really could. So this needs to be cooled down before things are escalated by this corrupt judge.
Hit something on the head earlier, but logistically, and a lot of people who already have their airplane and travel plans.
The convention, the delegates, yeah.
Move it up to July 4th, which would be the ideal situation. Done. That's the way to go. I mean, that's a brilliant idea.
Yeah.
But, people do have their hotel, motel, everything reserved.
Oh, and that 4th of July weekend is a tough weekend to get reservations even now on, so it's tough. All right, Richie, appreciate the call. We got a full board. All right, take care. Are you still with us, Steve? Because I heard a click. Yeah, I think we might have lost Steve. Okay, let's go back to the phones. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, IB in Broward.
Hey.
Hello, Steve.
Hey. I think we lost Steve.
Tom made me forget the first chuckle. I like how you segued into the My Coffee. It was pretty.
Yeah.
Tom, you should be happy. 34 convictions. I thought you should be happy, man. Your panties is in a twist. Perhaps you should go bake a cake. I don't understand why you're not.
Well, listen. Tom, and we've heard from two liberals today, Tom and Jay from Jersey. Both of them were not doing well. If they thought that this conviction was helping them, they'd be in much better moods.
Hey, Tom, is it you have some Democrat friends that donated to Trump that you know of? Is that what got you upset? Is it the 70 million?
Why would you? Why? What would give you the idea that Tom has a friend? All right. Take care, IB. All right. On that note, all right. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Joellen from Fort Lauderdale.
Hey, Joellen.
Hey, I was at work this weekend down the street from Mar-a-Lago, and they had a ton of people going by with beeping their horn.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, "Oh, he must be back in town."
Hey, he's home.
I work with a Jamaican guy who's a Democrat, and it's.
Oh.
So I asked him yesterday. I said, are you going to vote for Biden this time? And he goes, I don't think so. He says, I think he says, I don't think I'm going to vote at all because he had there was an election recently in Palm Beach, and they the signature didn't.
Mm-hmm.
But he sounds like he would vote for Trump. He lost $98,000 in his 401k, and I said, well, you're one of the smart ones that would vote with their pocketbook. So, I think he can be straight. But anyways.
That's so unusual. Most Jamaicans I know are Republican.
I know you say that, but, a lot of the people that as well as the Haitians,
Especially a guy, Haitians are different. I'm talking about Jamaicans. Especially a guy that's got $100,000 socked away. That's very unusual for a Jamaican with that kind of money to be a Democrat. A poor guy. All right, Joellen, good luck with that guy. Take care. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Terry from Florida.
Yes, Terry.
Hey, man, I just want to say hello to all the devil worshippers. Trump worshippers,
Okay. All right. All right. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, this is Dave in Virginia.
Hey, Dave.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, the appellate court should get involved first because what the judge did, a lot of it was against the Constitution.
Well, yeah. The left don't care about the Constitution. They think the Constitution is out of date. It was written by white supremacist slave masters, and that it was written to maintain white supremacy. That's what the liberals think, right? So they don't believe it applies.
Well, I just thought the appellate court would have to get involved, but
eventually, but they don't have to get involved today. They can take their own sweet time. They could take a year. They could take 2 years. They're not obligated to see it immediately. Hear the case immediately.
Well, then, yeah, it would be better to go to the Supreme Court then.
All right, Dave. Take care. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello.
Yes.
Yes, this is Art from Boca.
Hey, Boca. What's up?
Okay, listen, Mark Levin had a show this weekend with I missed who the guy was. Obviously a lawyer. He quoted the Supreme Court already passed on this situation exactly and threw it out of the court. He said they should go directly to the Supreme Court under special appeal, not wait. That's a huge mistake. There's a precedent already set by the Supreme Court, and they quoted the case. As I said, I caught the very tail end of it, so I didn't get the...
Well, I would rather them go sooner, too, because, like I said, the longer this draws out, the worse it is.
Yeah, but there's a precedent. They quoted the case that the Supreme Court already threw out, exactly the same thing, where they used a federal thing in a state, and they threw it out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they'll throw this out, too.
They should look into that.
I'm sure they are.
I hope so.
Yeah, Trump, Trump's lawyer in this case, I love this guy. He's always standing next to Trump, and he's got that look on his face. I would not mess with that guy.
I like the way I haven't watched a lot of the trial. I'll tell you, I can't take it anymore.
It's tough.
I took some more, and this is absolutely ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely ridiculous.
It is.
I would go right to the Supreme Court. I think that
sounds like a good idea. All right. Hey, listen. Thanks for the call. All right. We are out of time for today. Oh boy, it looks like it's going to rain. I hope it does. My trees in my yard need the rain. All right, guys. We'll be back tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. I'm Brian Craig. Steve has been here as well. You're listening to Florida's longest running radio show, the Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977. We'll see you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Great calls today. Hopefully, it'll continue tomorrow.
WSFS 104.3 HD3 Miramar. WIRK 103.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. If you're new, make sure you subscribe. And everybody else that's already like the video. Okay?